I'm about to tell you a story that is going to absolutely piss off a lot of people in the United States of America. What if everything you've ever known is a lie? Because I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we've been bamboozled in ways that you can't even imagine. From the creator who dared to question everything in Dear Mr. President comes a revelation so explosive it will shatter your perception of reality. This is the biggest scam ever, and your government, it thinks that you are stupid.
And the whole fake system that is set up, it's all fake.
The straw man, the greatest heist in history. Before your first breath, a covert system claimed you a ghostly double made of paper, a financial slave in a world you can't even see.
The straw man. I am not that fucking straw man. That's not me. I am not all cap letters. I am me.
They've used your name as currency, trading your life in a game rigged from the start. Basically, when you're born, they put some little ink underneath your feet and they give you the all caps name on your social security or social slave number, okay? And that's exactly what you are. That is your bond number. Every document, every signature, every debt is an elaborate illusion. You go get a marriage license, it's a bond. You get divorced, it's a bond. You get a driver's license, it's a bond. You get a fishing license, it's a bond. You get a hunting license, it's a bond. You get a ticket, that ticket gets traded. Driver's license, insurance, all of this nonsense. These are all bonds that are being traded in your name, and they're making billions and trillions of dollars. Once you know the truth, you hold the power to choose. The system will fight back. It will try to silence you, erase you. The choice is yours.
It appears that a reset button has been pushed, taking us from the old guard to the new. So, family, without any further ado, help me introduce to some and present to others my friend, my great friend, none other than Mel Carmine. Hi, Mel. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. I mean, I don't know. Someone was camping out to see Mel Carmine overnight. That is
someone.
crazy.
No, it was someone's.
Oh my God!
Many people.
That's
many
crazy.
people. Yes, they were here waiting for you, Mel, and I'm just so excited. I mean, why not?
I think I'm in a movie myself because I just can't believe that.
Yes, sir. You are a good friend of the show. You're a good friend of mine. You do a lot of work behind the scenes preparing people for the wealth transfer. So yeah, and anybody that we support, anybody I support, they gonna support.
That's awesome. But
you've done the work on your own, and then we brought you on earlier, Mel, when they saw all the work you were doing with the Stay Alive, the testimony from your mom and how the things that you're doing healed her and healed a lot of people. I mean, they were very touched.
11 years, almost 11 years at this digital asset stuff. And I tell you, it's been one incredible ride. We all thought it was going to happen a few years back. It didn't happen. Obviously, there's a major struggle that is making sure that people that look like you and I and people that are probably part of our audience do not become the ruling class. They can't go to sleep and wake up in the morning with understanding that is going to be an actual fact, that we are going to be the new ruling class, and there's nothing that could stop what's coming. And so with that said, they are literally freaked out, not to mention the fact that a lot of them are literally running for their own lives. And, it's an interesting movie. And as bad as we want the wealth transfer to happen, I think a lot of us are going to be pissed off a little bit. A little part of us is going to be pissed off that the movie's actually over.
Really? Why do you think that?
Because it's such a fun ride and try to decode everything. Imagine we wake up one day, we have nothing to decode because we have won the war.
It's like we're addicted to all the stuff happening.
It's like we're becoming addicted to decoding, right? It's like we have to go to like decode Anonymous.
Right.
Hi, my name is Mel Carmine, and I used to be a decoder. and I'm off the drugs now.
And we'll all say, "Hi, Mel, welcome."
Oh my God, it's hysterical. But anyway, I sent you the 2 links for the movie trailers, both of them.
Okay.
I didn't send you the one where I say stop, don't you dare scroll. But I sent you the other 2 just to mix it around.
Okay.
And you can play it there on your side. I can tell you the movie is coming out in like less than 13 hours.
Okay.
Like I think
did
it's
you
like
send it this morning? Or are you talking about?
I sent it to you here in the chat.
Oh, in the chat. Oh, great. That's perfect.
I made it easy for you.
You sure did. Lord, thank you. Oh, Mel, before we do watch the movie, you were talking about some of us so addicted to the decoding. Also, a lot of us are stressed out. And I'm a podcaster. I like to raise the vibrations of the people, but I get stressed out too, Mel. I mean, what do you say about that? Like, how do you think that's going to be when we finally have this wealth transfer from being stressed out to waking up and now all of a sudden we're wealthy? Are we ready?
Yeah, well, there's gonna be 2 kinds of people. There's gonna be 2 kinds of people, and the 2 kinds of people that there'll be is the people that are going to take their wealth, their new wealth, found wealth, whatever you want to call it, their new riches, and they're going to invest in themselves, meaning that you're going to learn how money works, so that you could get that money to work, so that the money can get pregnant. When the money gets pregnant, then the money gives out new money, and it becomes this rotation of recycling the money and just keep making it grow and grow and grow and grow until you create what's called generational wealth. Then there's going to be the other guy or gal who's going to be sort of the lottery story. You know, these guys that win the lottery and 5 years later, they're completely broke. They bought all of their friends and families homes. They never put the money to work. They never went to go learn how to make the money work for them. And next thing you know, they're literally filing bankruptcy, but they won $50 million 6 years ago.
Right.
You understand? So that's going to be, there's going to be a lot of stories like that. And if I could give anybody any advice, take time to invest in yourself. You'll have all the money in the world. Learn how money works. Find your favorite coach of how to make your money grow. Be very careful. Do not be one of the first ones to go in. Let somebody else go in first. Okay. Let somebody else get hurt first. If somebody else gets hurt, then you know that maybe that's not the class to attend. You might want to attend a different class. So when you do that, the next thing you need to do is invest in your health immediately or simultaneously. So do 3 hours a day in coaching for how money works, and 3 hours a day go hang out in the gym and learn about eating clean foods or learning how to grow your own food. You want to follow my good friend Jim Gale of foodforestabundance.com, and he grows what's called a perennial garden where you only plant it once and it grows by itself and it's seasonal and he's got food all year round. Yeah. And so you want to definitely invest, because look, you can't wake up in the morning and think that the government or Donald Trump is going to part the clouds and allow all these different gods that handle different aspects of our life to fix every aspect of our life. You've got to take the bull by the horns and do it yourself. That's why, for example, we're coming up with Tube 1776, because even though Donald Trump, they've seen part of the movie. I know the kids have seen part of the movie. I know the kids watched the trailers. I know that to be a fact.
Oh, wow.
Even though I have not, verified directly with them, the people that are in cahoots with the White House are very close. I mean, they communicate on a regular basis, once a week, once every other week, whatever. And I've been told, yes, they know about you, they know about the chair, they know about the movie, they know about the whole thing. So, yeah, exactly. So with that said, they actually went and signed a what you call a executive order, a presidential executive order to stop censorship. Did they stop censorship? No, of course not.
No.
Okay. So you got to take the bull by the horn. So I said, okay, you guys want to play? Let's play. Let's get dirty. Okay. So I've now initiated, and I'm waiting to meet with programmers as early as today, tomorrow, artificial intelligence programmers, the best money could buy, to start building out what's called Tube 1776. And I'm going to make a lot of money for the Dr. Kia Pruitts. I'm going to make a lot of money for the Nino Rodriguez's. I want to spread the wealth like a drunken sailor, because I want my soldiers to be well funded, because we're still in a war. We've got to win this war decisively. Not, we won that part of the war. we lost that part of the war. No, there is no compromises here. We got to win the whole war on every front decisively. So in order to do that, I want people to be able to come to a Tube 1776, and there's an opportunity, a true opportunity there that you could visibly see. Say, oh my God, if I build, 20,000 subscribers, you're telling me that I could make, 100,000 a month? Yes. Okay, because that's going to give you the incentive to want to grow to 200,000 a month and bring in 40,000 subscribers. Okay, it's going to be a real opportunity for everybody to get involved. And we're playing around with little different things. I don't want to give you the secret sauce to the idea, but there's so many components because we're building it modularly, if you will, that will give you freebies like a place where there's a classified ad section, and you could do a garage sale or sell your car or sell your jet ski or sell your mobile home, whatever, or a fishing pole. So there's gonna be so much value that the minimal cost, which is under $10, is not even a thought. No, not a big deal. Okay, $10 a month is not going to put anybody in the poor bank when you go to Starbucks and pay $12 for a latte.
Yeah,
correct. So we got to take the bull by the horn. The reason why I come out with this movie, I'm hoping that the movie really truly grows a lot of legs. Why? I need the money so that I could fund all these other projects so that we can absolutely kick the ass of the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the Instagrams and so on. Right. I need the money to come up with the other movie that's going to come out, which is a 17-part series or maybe a 10-hour documentary that talks about, it shows actually we have software now, artificial intelligence software, that we can actually put Donald Trump at the scene of the crime. Okay. In the room with the generals, where the generals are asking him, say, listen, we got to take out Obama or you got to run for president. What are we going to do? So we can actually do that. And you can't tell the difference. You think that I hired Donald Trump and the generals to actually shoot that scene on site. It's that accurate. It's that realistic. So, and he's going to be coming down the escalators when he makes the announcement to become president. He's got the sign behind him, money exchange. How do we tie in the XRP and the quantum financial system and the dinars, all of it, right into the whole story with the big letter Q. So I need the money. I need everybody in your audience to contact 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people, as many people as you can contact. Say, you got to watch the movie because Mel needs the money to create the most amazing movie of our. So by the time we get to tell the story, because this is not going to be like, a 2 weekend operation and boom, voila, we got the movie. No, by the time we get done with the movie, we're probably going well into 2027. Okay, which means the arrests have happened. So we have to put that part of the story into the movie. So you see how God works in mysterious ways?
Yes.
You see how the timing is absolutely perfect to start creating the movie, because by the time Mel Carmine, by the time we get to June, July, August, I do believe that the arrests will happen, and we will still be telling the story. We were sort of catching up to the story, and we have to put that part of it in it. Why? Because it happened.
I agree that the arrests are happening too, because I've seen reports about FBI raids of different departments, FBI raids of judges' chambers. It's happening.
And it is happening on the lower levels. And they're giving up the big fish. They're all talking like little canaries right now.
Right.
Okay? Because they say, I'll take the 25-year sentence. Please don't kill me. Okay. Hoping that, we do get some kind of life extension and they get to come out of jail and live, 800 years. But that's probably not going to be available to criminals like that. If I could have my cake and eat it too, I would absolutely, I would love to be in charge of the torture chambers.
Mel.
Not that I'm an evil guy. I'm not an evil guy. It's just that I want to be able to give them a little taste of their own medicine. This is what you've done to humanity for the last, 80, 90, 100 years. You can't, just put you to death with one bullet and you're gone. It's like somebody hitting the switch. You're not even going to feel anything.
Right. We want them to suffer for all the suffering.
A little bit, just a little suffering.
What do you say to our sister Tia feels that Trump isn't doing anything but protecting the 1%? You have a lot of people who don't really see what he's doing for our nation. And I respect your your perspective, Sister Tia. I'm going to ask our guest to respond. What do you
she's
think?
saying that he's not doing anything to protect the 1% or the 99%.
He isn't doing anything but protecting the 1%. I think she's saying.
I totally disagree.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because why would he go in front of an audience talking to 68 or 78,000 people and tell them, hey, I think we're going to get rid of the IRS permanently? And then he shuts the hell up because he wants to hear the crowd say, the reaction, because he's test marketing, right? Why did he already get rid of income taxes for waitresses and overtime, people who work overtime, etc.? Why did he do that if he's not trying to help, the little people? Listen, you have to understand or understand the fact that when you have people back when I was in high school in 1982 working for the IRS who knew that the IRS was a legal corporation registered in Puerto Rico, had nothing to do with the United States government, they said, oh, this is a great idea. Let's tie it into the judicial system, the crows with the black robes. Let's tie it into the police department, the sheriff's department, and let's give them access to the jail cell that if they don't pay their income taxes, we're going to put them in jail. Let's put the fear of God in them and work flawlessly, work great. But the actual IRS has nothing to do with the United States government. It's as Federal Express. Okay? So they were supposed to actually do away with it. They said, hey, we're going to go into World War II. We're going to get the IRS. We're going to raise the money to go into war, and then we're going to get rid of it. But because they got used to that gravy train, they kept it. But no, I disagree. I totally vehemently disagree that Donald Trump is not working for the little people. As a matter of fact, he's the only president that could pull this off at this particular time. This is a military operation. This is central casting on steroids. And you got to understand the movie. If the elevator doesn't get to the top floor to understand the movie, I feel sorry for you.
Here's the book when you talk about military operation. This is the United States Department of Defense Law of War Manual. When you peruse through this book and you understand what's going on, you know that the military is actually in control, and President Donald Trump is the commander-in-chief of the said military. And also for those that are saying no arrests have occurred, you may not know, Mel and I have been watching this movie for a very long time. In 2018, there was a website called C-Vine, c-vine.net. And on C-Vine, you could actually watch military tribunals, many of which I have seen. Now, they didn't show people being hung or anything like that at the gallows, but they did show tribunals occurring. And then there was this website out called resignation.info. These are notable resignations, that forced resignations. People are also forced to retire early, and arrests that occurred within 10,000 organizations in 171 countries. This was about 14,000 people. This occurred between 2017 and I think 2023. They need to update this. So here you will see the president of the World Bank. You'll see vice presidents of countries like South Africa, CEO of YouTube, commissioners of police departments, prime ministers, bankers, all listed from all over the world. I would encourage you to go to resignation.info, because when I first started reporting on this, anytime I tried to report about all these people that were forced to resign early because of their involvement in the deep state, I would get flagged from YouTube. I have many channels that have been taken down, as well as Mel Carmine, because we reported on things like this. So I'm going to put that in the chat for you, family, so that you can look over this resignation list, and you'll see later on as we move forward more and more proof. As for a matter of fact, I tried to post that and they won't allow me to post that. Listen, it says failed to post on Facebook. Here's what Facebook said: resignation.info, your content cannot be shared because the link goes against our community standards. Why?
Yes, because they're communists. That's why. Because they're Marxist. That's why. You're not allowed to speak freely or speak your mind. That's why we're going to create tube1776.com. I actually locked up YouTube1776.com. My lawyer said, "Are you crazy? YouTube's got a million lawyers. They're gonna crush you like the cockroach that you are." Okay. So with that said, I said, why don't we just drop the U and just leave it tube 1776? That works. Great. Perfect. Let's run with that. But the reality is they have bit a little more than they can chew. They thought that no one's going to do anything about it. And there are people like myself that, yes, we will do something about it. Yes, we are fearless. Yes, we're not afraid of you. Not even a little bit. Okay. And we're going to do something about it. You know why? Because the people are primed for it. People have had it with being unsubscribed to their favorite, YouTuber or podcaster. People have had it with the censorship. As long as you don't do, transtestical bed story times to our children, okay? As long as you don't do death threats, and as long as you watermark all the artificial intelligence videos, because the artificial intelligence videos are so well done that what? You can't tell the difference between real and not real. So because of that fact, it has to be watermarked. So that if there's a scam like, Brad Garlinghouse from what do you call it? Ripple.com. Okay. If Brad Garlinghouse comes on the airwaves and says, "Hey, send me 200 XRP and I'll send you back 20,000 XRP," that's a scam. Or if somebody comes in and does a commercial, see, YouTube is liable and they're complicit in crimes, as far as I'm concerned. Why? Okay. Because they allow these commercials to go through because the criminals are paying them what? Advertising revenue. What? Yeah. What if you came to our platform and there is no advertising? What if you have to click on the advertising to see the advertising? What if we're never going to interrupt your show ever? What if it costs $9.29? What if we gave you an opportunity to make that back 100 times, legitimate opportunity where it doesn't cost you any upfront money? Do we have so many great ideas? I can't say it here, but you'll be utterly surprised as we go, because we're building it modularly. So once we build the main focus of it, then we're going to add this, and then we're going to add that, and then we're going to add so many different things that not only the people who have a show can make a ton of money, but even the people. And this is not multi-level marketing where you have to beg your friends and neighbors to join you. No. First of all, I'm not. I've done network marketing. I'm guilty as charged, but I'm not one of the guys that will chase you. I will ask you one time, and if you say no to me, I'll never ask you a second time. I couldn't give it to you.
What I like about your grit and what you do is you create your own reality, Mel. You create the life that you want for yourself and your bloodline and your family. There's someone here, just interested, said, just interested, I like that, says the only job that's yours is the one you create for yourself. That's true. Before we go into the movie, Mel, can you talk about how your family had a piece of business and, how you revamped what you did to create the reality you wanted for your family?
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. Sure. I let's do a long podcast today. I got time. Okay. My next podcast won't be till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon with the famous Jerry Reed. I'm sure a lot of your fans follow Jerry as well. So we're going to be on with Jerry here about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard. We came to the United States. First of all, we tried to escape the mob. My mom even reminded me this weekend. I was there in front of my wife. My wife was like, "Oh my God, what I got myself into?" We're legitimate people, but we had the opportunity to join the mob and be part of the criminal enterprise in Sicily. My mom had wanted nothing to do with it. So we broke the chain. We moved to northern Italy. Then my uncle started to come up north a lot. And my mom got scared. So she called my uncle.
Before you do that, Mel, why are the Sicilians looked upon? Sicilians, I've heard from some of my Sicilian friends, are not treated as well as others in Italy. Why?
Because it's the southern and northern thing, which happens in every country, that the northerners feel that they're superior to the southerners.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't know why that is. I mean, I personally think that there's good people up in the north and there's bad people in the north. There's good people in the Midwest, and there's bad people in the Midwest. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, so we moved up there to escape sort of the mafia.
Okay.
My father, unfortunately, he couldn't keep it in his pants, if you know what I mean, and he was cheating on my mom, and unfortunately, some of the girls that he was sleeping with were gangsters' daughters. And the next thing you know, we got people with machine guns and automatic weapons looking for my dad. So my dad had to literally escape in the middle of the night to come to, go to Sicily and hide until we tell him it's okay to come out of the closet now. And then we took him on a cruise ship to America, which he cheated on my mother on the cruise ship as well. He's a great guy. He's a great provider. He's a great storyteller. He's funny. He's witty. But he just liked women a little bit too much.
The women.
Yeah, he was a womanizer.
Yes, family. Ace. Yes, the Moors were also in Sicily, and the Sicilians know about their African ancestry. Go ahead, Mel.
Absolutely. So anyway, as my uncle starts to come up north, more frequent, because my even though he never said to anybody in the family, he said, "Hey, I'm part of the Cosa Nostra. I'm part of the mafia. I'm part of." He never ever told us that. But when he went from being a zero to being a hero overnight and owning apartment buildings that are 50 units, 60 units, 70 units all over the city that he was born in, we said, wait a minute, how the hell did you go from zero to hero without a formal education? Except he was very good with he had he was in the agriculture business. He had a bunch of people working for him. He was a genius with math, and he was a great businessman, even though he couldn't sign his name.
Wow.
Yeah. True story. So he made a lot of money very, very quickly. So we realized there's got to be something going on. My cousin also, who's been hiding for a long, long time, has nothing to do with these people anymore. My cousin Silvio, who lives somewhere in Europe, let's just say that, okay, for his safety. He, same thing. When he got married, my uncle was in the church overlooking, and he had people outside with machine guns because he thought that they were because he was running with a crew. And he thought that when he came to Sicily to marry his bride and move away, that they were going to kill him in the church. So my uncle hired a bunch of guys with guns to be outside the church, et cetera, et cetera. So the bottom line is that, we were raised in that environment. And because Sicily doesn't have opportunity, if Sicily was its own country, which it was at one point, it was actually owned by Greece, and then then it was independent, and then it became, part of Italy. But the reality is, if Sicily, even today in 2026, if Sicily was its own country, it would be considered a third world country for the most part of it. I mean, there's some wealth there, yes, like there is in poor countries like Costa Rica and Panama and so on. Same thing with Sicily. But the reality is that Sicily by itself is a third world country. It's a beautiful country. It's a gorgeous island. The people will give you everything they have. They're either gangsters, which is a very small percentages, or they're very, very almost too good. That's why the mob is if you will. And so I
wait, say that again.
But I also noticed one thing. I hate to even admit this on live television. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You have frozen.
Can you hear me?
A little bit. Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you. Can y'all hear it? I can hear you.
The bandwidth is a little bad.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you on my end right now, but it's like you're dragging. You're rugging, as they say on X. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. Yes, I can hear you. They can hear you. The audience can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Can you guys hear also Dr. Pruitt? Okay.
Can you all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me.
Okay, yes. So you can hear both of us, but on my end, it's rugging for some reason. So as I was saying, I hate to admit this on live television, even though I sometimes how many people out there sometimes feel like killing somebody because they've done you wrong, and a lot of times we allow that animosity to get the best of us. Yes.
Wow.
It's a
This
beautiful
is
country. It's gorgeous.
incredible.
And I would advise everybody in your audience that
Wow.
Sicily must be on your list. Not your bucket list, because the bucket's not coming for 1,000 years with the technology we're getting.
Wow, it's
So
beautiful.
anyway, long story short, I do have the gangster gene in me, but I don't use that gangster gene to kill people. I use that gangster gene, I turn it around, and I use that energy into building businesses, into helping humanity, into educating people how money works, where this new financial system is going, why it's going there, and I keep it dumbed down because not because people are not intelligent. People have been created or engineered not to be intelligent. They sent you to this school where they brainwash you. They send you to all of these different institutions, even your colleges. Nothing. The media doesn't tell you the truth. The radio doesn't tell you the truth. The magazines, the newspapers, nothing has told you the truth ever.
But go back to people are saying they want to hear the story. Go back to the story. They said they feel like they're missing something.
Sure, not a problem.
Okay.
So like there's part of me that yes, I use that gangster energy, if you will, to run businesses, to build businesses, to create jobs, etc. But when my uncle was coming up north, frequently, that's where we left off. My mom got scared. She called my Uncle Phil in the States, and she said, "Hey, is there any way that we can get to the States? I'm afraid of our brother. His name is Mariano, right? And we need to come to the States." Ironically, it was very easy back then. Back in 1972, they sent us the green cards literally in the mail with our pictures already on it, right? And we had the green cards before we even landed in the United States. The first day we can go to work.
Okay.
And we came on a boat called Anna Marie Quinn, which was a Greek ship. And I remember that my mom and dad did not like Greek food. Back then, Greek food was not anything like it is today. It was terrible. And but anyway, long story short, it took 21 days at sea. And when I got here, I was already watching movies about America in Sicily with my dad. My dad was a good family man. He was a great provider. He did everything right except for that one thing, womanizing, right?
Yeah.
So when I got to the United States, I said, because when I went to go watch the movies in Sicily, I would see, Clint Eastwood and all these, movies about these Westerner with cowboy hats and horses. And I said, because I knew about the mafia. So I compared that to the mafia in the United States. As in the United States, they give you a horse. That was only 3 years old. What the hell did I know about, gangsters in the United States, right?
Right.
So I was like, wow, they got a cowboy hat and a horse. And I didn't know that they had something called cowboys, right? I'm 3 years old, right? But I sort of translated that into that. So when we came to the States, my mom was working for a factory in Passaic, New Jersey, and they would deliver all of the goods at home for her to assemble. She was a seamstress, and she would sew in the basement. She would work literally 15, 16, 17 hours a day. Okay. And back in the 70s, my mom was crushing it, was making $350, $400 a week.
What? In the 70s?
Yeah, in the 70s.
Wow.
That's like making like $3,000 a week today or more. So my father was working for my Uncle Phil in the pizza shop, right? And one day, because my father was a mason in Italy. He was let's go back and tell the story now. He was working for a gangster by the name of Santa Ide, who was right in Switzerland. He owned the entire mountain, and my father was a perfectionist craftsman. He was a bricklayer, and he said, "Joe, don't go to America. Stay here. I will give you a piece of land anywhere you want." He goes, "I'll give you 5,000 square meters of land anywhere on the mountain you want. Your pick. Just stay here and finish my villa." Because he could not find anybody that was a perfectionist to the level of my dad. So my dad had it good over there because he was working in Swiss francs and he was living in Italy. Okay. And I'm going to tell you another story about contraband and cigarettes later. Okay. So my father was a great guy. He just didn't know how to keep it in his pants.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, when my father was working for my uncle, now we're back in the United States. We were landing in the United States. We got our green cards. We got working permits. We're legit. We came in through the right door, like Donald Trump says. And he's working for my uncle on the weekends because he didn't speak the language. He went from being a master craftsman to being a laborer, mixing the cement and serving the master craftsman because he didn't speak the language. And he was so pissed off. He didn't tell nothing to my mom. He was very angry on the inside. So he had to make ends meet. He would go work for my uncle's pizza shop. And my uncle's pizza shop was very successful. He had like 8-9 drivers on a Friday, Saturday night. And he was killing it. He was making so much money. He was buying a house every other month. And I'll tell you that story as well. So, but anyway, one day on the conversation, he overhears my uncle Phil say, you know, if I find the right buyer, I will sell this pizza shop. My father goes home and tells my mom, says, hey, your brother wants to sell the pizza shop. He goes, you got to be kidding me. So she calls. She says, is it true? I heard you're going to sell the pizza shop. Yeah. If I find the right buyer. My mom, because my mom likes her, you know, women from back then are women that were feminine. They lived in their femininity. They loved their femininity. Not like today, these feminist women that are, you know, out of control. I don't want to get into that subject. But, yeah. So my mom said to my dad, because she allows the man to lead, okay? She said, go back and tell my brother that we're interested in buying the pizza shops. They had accumulated enough money, making $400 a week, okay? Because the rent was like $100 a month, $120 a month, okay? And we were renting one of my uncle's homes back then because he was buying a home every other month. So go back and tell my brother that I want to buy his pizza shop. Great. Next thing you know, my uncle's wife intervenes. Nope. If we're going to sell the pizza shop to your sister, we're going to sell it to my sister instead. And there lies the problem. And the family drama started from that point forward. Okay. So my mom and dad went to my mom's cousin. His name is Nino Munafal. Nino Munafal owned a pizzeria in East Rutherford, New Jersey on Park Avenue and Patterson Plank Road. And they opened up their pizza shop in 1973, end of 73.
Did pizza shops do well back then? People?
Oh my God, they were crushing it. They were crushing it.
Okay.
And so what happened was that my mom and dad both spoke zero English, but here they are. They own a pizza shop. Nino Munafo sold his pizza shop to my mom and dad. Okay. And I remember the only thing we sold was this, meatball sandwiches, lasagna, pizza, nothing fancy, a couple of cold cut sandwiches. And I remember the fountain soda, the one that you put the syrup in there and you mix it with water and voila, you got, you know what I'm talking about, orange and grape, right? And I remember we were selling a slice of pizza for 45 cents. You could buy a whole pizza for $2.50.
But who patronized pizza shops back then? Was it just Italians or did everybody eat pizza?
No, it wasn't as popular as it is today, but it was definitely popular and you could make a very good living at it. As a matter of fact, the pizza shop was doing about $1,500 a week in business, which 50% of that typically is profit, right?
Right.
And my mom and dad took it over. They had it cranked up to about $4,000 a week, making $4,000 a week, which is 3 times what the original guy was doing. That's like crushing it, especially back then. Okay. So, and they did very, very well, but because they didn't speak any English, they brought in this guy who is my father's first cousin. My father's father and his father were brothers from Astoria, Queens, New York. This guy was allergic to flour. He was allergic to the detergent, so he didn't wash any dishes. He didn't make any pizzas. He would go on deliveries and he would steal the money. Right? So my father got tired one day and he said, you know what? You have a choice this morning. I'm either going to break your kneecaps and take you to the hospital myself, or I'm going to take you to the lawyers and you're going to sign a piece of paper and you're gone. Anyway, long story short, we had to pay him like $10,000 to get him out. We had insurance on we had insurance on the pizza shop itself, but one morning my mom and dad go to work. Pizza shop is gone. It's burned down.
Oh,
yeah,
intentionally.
This is it. It's somebody. We call it Jewish lightning in New York, New Jersey. Okay. So anyway, my father goes to the insurance. It was called Damore Agency, Damore Insurance Agency, which is like literally a block away. He said, "Why did you not call me that the pizza shop was on fire?" And you called because we called your partner. And what happened? He says, "Well, your partner hung up on us." My father says, "Well, guess what? He's no longer my partner." So the insurance company put two and two together and realized, oh my God, probably your partner burned you down.
Oh my God.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, till today, we know for an absolute fact, even though we don't have any proof, okay? Just like we don't have any proof that the New World Order exists and all of that.
Right.
That my father's cousin burned down the pizza shop. With that said, we had already purchased a home in Garfield, New Jersey, on 156 Chestnut Street. It was a duplex. The people that were living next door to us were paying my mom's mortgage. My mom, they were hustlers. They were making money, right?
Smart.
So what they did is they put a sign on the grass at about 8 o'clock in the morning. By 12 noon, I shit you not, by 12 noon, the home at 156 Chestnut Street was sold out. Wow. They sold it. They took that money and they bought a pizza shop with a house above the pizza shop in Carlstadt, New Jersey. And my school was up the road. And I got to tell you a story about that. Remind me about, they showed us the future with the robots and the artificial intelligence, all of that. Remind me.
Okay.
So anyway, so now my mom and dad have an on-off relationship with my uncle. On-off. Because of typically always the wife. The wife is a little bit. She's on these psychotropic drugs. She's got to go to the psychologist and the psychiatrist very often, etc.
Okay. That was common back then. You know, a lot of women were on some type of psychotropic meds.
Yes, yeah. So as a matter of fact, she thought my mom. She was trying to diagnose my mom and tried to bring her to the same doctor so that she would be on the same drugs. Because misery loves company, right?
Jeez.
And my mom was smart enough. She said, "No, thank you." But anyway, long story short, so now we are in the pizzeria business in Carlstadt, New Jersey. And in Carlstadt, New Jersey, my uncle and my mom had an on-off relationship. He actually comes to my pizza shop when they were actually talking, and all of a sudden, the guy that used the excuse with my mom not to sell her the pizza shop, you guys don't speak the languages, I don't think you're capable, blah 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 blah, all the excuses. The guy that said that to my mom came to my pizza shop, which had 96 items on the menu, and he thought he was a hot shot. He saw the phone's ringing off the hook, so he picks up the phone, and all of a sudden, this factory calls and puts in an order for $196 with all chicken parmesan, shrimp parmesan, antipasto salad, tortellini Alfredo, all this stuff, right? And all of a sudden he goes like this. He goes, "I have no idea what they're talking about," and hands the phone over to my mom. So my mom grabs the phone. She goes, "Oh, was I the one that she's holding the microphone so they can hear? I was the one that wasn't qualified, that was not good enough, and you can't even answer the phone in my pizza shop." Whoa, you're talking about timing, right?
Woo.
Talk about timing. But anyway, I was going to school up the road called Washington School. I was in grammar school. I'm in 6th grade, 7th grade in Carlstadt. That's where I'm at. And
could you speak English at the time? Could you speak English?
I immediately went to school. My first school was in Garfield, New Jersey, and I actually learned how to speak because I had to go to. The school required that I would go to another school at night after the kids would go home to their parents. I would go to school for 3 hours to learn how to speak English, and because you're young, you pick it up very fast. Within 3 months, I was fluent. So, but anyway, so now we're in Carlstadt. School up the road is called Washington School. And they call us into the gymnasium one day, and they have like 1,700 chairs in the gymnasium, and they got this big screen and the projector going, and they're showing us a movie about the future that we're about to embark on right now. The robots, the computers, the flying cars, all of it. And I said, wow, this is going to be great. And I'm still waiting.
Wow. Speaking of kind of like the Jetsons, what we saw.
Yeah. They showed us that, but somebody along the way came in and said, no, you got to hold humanity down because we need to make money on oil. We need to make money with pharmaceuticals. We need to make money with this, that, and the other thing. And so they've created all these Ponzi schemes, all these money schemes, and we are their piggy bank, right? That's how I feel it went.
Right. I'm trying to bring up to go along with what you're saying. President Trump had proposed building freedom cities and flying cars. I don't know if people can see that. I brought it on the screen. There's a big old ad here. But yeah, President Trump said what you saw at your school. President Trump said that he was going to usher that in.
They actually showed us the future.
Great. So what did you think when you saw that?
Well, I knew because I was always, I wouldn't say more intelligent than everybody else, but I like to, I had a vision for the future, and I sort of resonated with that immediately, even at a young age. I didn't believe we're going to be driving, 4 rubber tires and scrape the earth like a bunch of turkeys, forever, but because somebody, what happened? Is that a timeout or something?
No, I don't know. I just heard this buzz that happened.
It's probably the New World Order. Don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
But okay, 1 second, Mel, before you go on. Someone, Love Hug, said, I grew up in that area. It brings back lots of memories. Where did Mel's mom work in Passaic? I'm loving this show, Dr. Pruitt. You look beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Passaic, New Jersey had a factory that would deliver the work at home. My mom was probably the first work at home mom in New Jersey, because she would work in her basement and they would deliver all of the stuff that she would need to sew together. And then they would come and pick it up, or my father would drop it off if he had time directly to the factory. I don't know the name of the factory, but it was a factory that manufactured clothes. Okay. And so that's what she would do. And it was the same thing over and over again. And she had us, even the kids, working because when she would sew all these things together, there was something that needed to be cut. So I was there at an early age cutting shit. Child labor. So, yeah.
Helping the family, though, right?
Huh?
Did you a child labor working for the family?
For the family, yeah. Always a family business. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm loving this story because you're talking about the building generational wealth, doing things to preserve the family, helping the family to grow and expand. And this is what we've been talking about on the show. Because you hear people say, don't work for family. Don't let children work. But look at what you all built.
Well, listen, when you come from another country to America, you don't come with the idea of going to work for somebody. I mean, my wife is Filipino, right?
Okay.
And we just got back from Los Angeles this morning, about 1:30 in the morning. And, everywhere we looked, we saw Filipinos well-to-do. They're driving Mercedes. They're driving BMWs. They're well-groomed. Filipinos, Italians, Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, they don't come to this country to work. They come to this country to create an opportunity, to create a business that they can hand off to their children. You understand? It's not like the American people are great people and they're very intelligent. There's a lot of entrepreneurship here. But I hate to tell you, but most of them that go to school are brainwashed to go work for somebody for their entire life and retire on half of what they couldn't live on all of. So you can't live on, for example, $5,000 a month, and then they want to give you $2,500 a month to try to live. And meanwhile, you've had this inflation all along. You can't make ends meet. That's why you got, grandmothers that are 72 years old, 75 years old, still working.
Because, this is why I'm not a big proponent of the civil rights movement in the so-called Black community, because a lot of so-called Black people who are the indigenous here in America own land, own farms, work for themselves, educated their own children. But then you had this big movement, the civil rights movement, where people are told to work for the the industry, to work for the
Right.
deep state, you know?
Exactly.
And then we started going to schools where we're told work for other corporations. So Mel,
Right.
people actually sold their homes, left their farms. It's so sad because of the
truly is.
programming, and started working for the elites.
It truly
It's
is.
wild. And
Well, you know, now because of the advent of artificial intelligence, and
yes,
because you have, you know, patriotic programmers, I'll repeat that, patriotic programmers who know a thing or two about the right history, not the wrong history, not the one that was shoved down your kids' throats. Okay,
yeah.
and all the brainwashing and the conditioning that they've done in school. Exactly, she said it, brainwashing.
Yeah.
You know, you have an opportunity today to send your kids to school, to an artificial intelligence school online for 3 hours, then let them go in the playground and exchange mucus and saliva and kiss each other and hug each other. That's the real vaccine. Okay, by the way. Okay, play around with the dirt, put some of that dirt in your mouth, and then your body creates the immune system. Okay, absolutely. That's the way it should be done. But they wanted to create a society that works as a slave. You're on the hamster wheel. You don't know how to get off the hamster wheel. You can't live on half of what you can made of all of. Your kids are enslaved. Everybody's got a Marxist mentality, except for guys like me. You can't penetrate me. You can't. You can't do it. My mom got called into the PTA meetings many a times. They said he's brilliant, but we cannot penetrate him.
So did you get in trouble with the school system? Because
all the time.
I can bet.
All the time. I was a badass. When I went to move from Beckton Regional, East Rutherford, New Jersey, my first year of high school was there, my freshman year. Then we moved to Saddlebrook. And when I got to Saddlebrook, I'm the new kid on the block. And I'll tell you a little cute story. Okay. And it's a real story. He lives on the books, I'm sure, somewhere in Saddlebrook High School. But when I got there, there's these two bullies. Back then, there wasn't even the terminology bully didn't even exist. But these two bullies, I know one guy's name was Jimmy Devine. I don't know what the other guy's name was. And remember those chairs table combination?
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Well, they turned me upside down in a way where I couldn't get out, and they kicked the shit out of me. Wow. About a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, after I healed, I went to my teacher, Mr. Bargel. Look him up. I don't know if
you
he's still alive. Mr. Bargel. He's the woodshop teacher. Why would Mel be going to the woodshop teacher after two guys just kicked the shit out of him in a desk upside down?
Okay, why?
I said, Mr. Bargel, I says, I have a closet and I need a stick, a round stick, maybe about that long, right?
Yes.
I need to hang clothes, I need to hang. He goes, yeah, Mel, go right upstairs and get whatever you need. I go upstairs, I get whatever I need. I go right down to the gymnasium and I went, boom. I started swinging like I was freaking Hank Harrison or whatever, one of those famous baseball players. And I beat the living daylights out of these two clowns. I left them on the floor and they're like, oh, no more. They're like little bitches. And all of a sudden, guess what? There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Mel Carmine. The Bianco brothers. Yeah. The Bianco brothers, who are twin brothers, who are high school, college superstars.
Okay.
They're like, oh, there's the new dude. Okay. And they realize that, okay, this is not a guy that's going to lay down. And I never laid down to anything.
I see. But you came to America with that, like that fight, that fire.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
But they knew that I was not a guy to be messed with. I didn't go there to beat people up. I wasn't a bully, but don't bully me, because if you bully me, I'll come back and bully you, and you're not going to like the way I bully you. Right? So, yes. But anyway, it was interesting. So I got expelled for that, by the way, which was normal. They were thinking about expelling me permanently. So they called my dad in. My dad comes in with these big, freaking gangster glasses, and he listens to the vice president, the vice principal, and the principal, and all the school board and everybody. And he lets everybody talk, doesn't say one single word except for the end. He goes, thank you for allowing my son not to be fully expelled. But the next time this happens, he goes, I'm coming over here. I'm going to take care of things my way. And he walked out.
Wow.
And people were like, who the hell is this guy? You know, because we got the gangster gene. And if we're pushed to it, you know, we will go to jail for a couple of months to smack somebody around. You know, that's what we do.
And I think that's human nature, you know, to protect yourself, protect your family.
Absolutely, it is.
But it's been beaten out of us with this whole militia of the police, you know.
Oh yeah. And the soy boys, and give them soy lattes, and they started to make soy products very popular back in the late 80s. How do I know about not late 80s? I'm sorry, early 80s. Okay. I know about that because in 1983, I went to California for the first time in my life. Okay. And when I get to California for the first time in my life, I was in a very fancy supermarket that resembled today's Whole Foods, if you will. And I'm sitting there, and everything was made from soy. The chicken cutlets are made from soy. The meatballs are made from soy. The sausage was made from soy. All the meat products were all made from soy. I'm like, what the hell is? I had to try it, you know, because human nature is like, hey, I'm curious. What is this shit? Then I started doing some research. All right. This is before the internet, and realized that this soy, estrogen, not good for you. And I had friends back then that were into naturopathic stuff, and they're like, no. You don't want to touch soy. So, but they did this deliberately to feminize our men in case the New World Order would win, that these men who are now soy boys would just roll over and do whatever they're told.
Now there's nobody to protect the women, the children, the community, nothing.
You want your men to be masculine. You want your women to be feminine.
Why?
Because the men's role is to protect his castle at all costs. I would love to flash what I have here, a 9mm, and it's always sitting next to me. You know.
Okay.
No one's gonna David Wilcox Mel Carmine. I can assure you of that.
I know that's right.
All right.
I know that's right. So our men were created to protect, right? Created for war.
Absolutely. We were created to hunt. And why do you think back in the 60s and 70s people were so fit? Okay, because they didn't poison our food. Why do you think when we were hunter gatherers, we were fit? Because we would go days sometimes without eating, which now we call fasting.
Right.
Okay. When you catch some food, you eat some food. You don't catch food for 2 days, you don't eat for 2 days. Right? Yes. So all of a sudden now you look around you, and 80% of America is morbidly obese.
Morbidly.
How the hell did we get here? Well, the food is very addictive. They got chemicals in the food that you don't know what they are. You don't know how to pronounce them. You don't know how to even read those names that are so long. Right? But yet we ingest this stuff that we don't know what the hell it is we're ingesting. And here we got RFK. I'm sorry, RFK. I'm going to call you out, dude. Okay? It doesn't take forever to clean the food supply. What it takes is one executive order, a police force that is up on food, that is experts in food. Okay. We come and inspect your food plant. These are the ingredients you can use. These are the ingredients you can't use. And if you're using any of the ingredients you can't use, there's no strike one, there's no strike two, there's no strike three. We shut you down immediately. We put your company up in auction, and we give it to Dr. Pruitt, who's a food expert, who's going to run it the right way.
Wow.
How simple is that? Why are we talking about, maybe by 2028, the food supply will be completely clean? Bullshit. How about now? How about we send an executive order, no more chemtrails. If there's chemtrails, Donald Trump doesn't have to call the local Air Force base to have you guys go up there and escort these bozos down with Sidewinder missiles and smack them as they're coming out of the cockpit, make them bleed a little bit, okay? And make that story spread a little bit. And I guarantee you, in a little bit, like 2 weeks, there's no more chemtrails. None.
Somebody says you can't do that, move that quickly because of supply chain that has to be done slowly.
What supply chain? The supply chain of poisonous materials, because someone's going to lose their job to create poisonous materials, and they can't feed their family at the cost of poisoning us. That makes no sense. Oh, so the drugs put you in a zombie-like state, so we won't outlaw the drugs that put you in a zombie-like state, because the guys that are manufacturing the drugs need to feed their family. Come on, guys, let's get a grip on reality.
Yeah, that's a good point to bring up. It just seems like some things should just be done right away, because when they were ready to shut the world down, they did it right away. To your point, the whole world, man. We woke up one day and everything was shut down. Yeah. I
well, listen, I was making a 6-figure income, living in Costa Rica, living the dream, traveling around, Italy, Philippines, all over Central America, etc., with my wife. And all of a sudden, boom, the New World Order comes in with this Corona stuff, right? And I went from doing whatever I was doing, kicking ass, to zero, because someone else was in control. That's how I became a podcaster, is because of COVID-19. If COVID-19 never happened, Mel Carmine would not be a podcaster.
I remember when you first started.
Yeah. Years ago. Okay, 6 years ago. And it's been one hell of a ride, let me tell you. So now here we are. I got to come out with the movie, Dear Mr. President, dearmrpresident.net. All you guys should write that down right now. Okay. You should call everybody and say, spend the $5.89 and watch the movie. Mel needs the money to create the next movie, the Q movie. Okay. Which is going to be 17 hours long. Maybe it'll be 17-part series, 1 hour and 17 minutes each, to be able to tell the whole story. And I got to bring in top-notch consultants so that we could tell the story accurately in the proper sequence with the proper tone. It takes a lot of money to do that. And we're building a new tube channel where all the podcasters will migrate over. Why? Because Mel is going to spread the money like a drunken sailor. That's why. And we're going to fight. We're going to fight the New World Order with some serious money. And listen, when I travel, I hate when people say, "Oh, you're a patriot," and they go like this.
Yeah, I hate that too.
I hate that, and I'm going to tell you why I hate that. You want this ragtag army of journalists to be well funded. When I plan a trip to go to Los Angeles or Las Vegas, wherever, on business mostly, I don't gamble, by the way. You want us to be well funded. You know why? Because I pay the same rate as Anderson Pooper from CNN. I pay the same rate as Jesse Waters from Fox. They don't say, "Oh, you're Mel Carmine. You don't make as much money as Jesse Waters. Let me give you a discount." They don't do that. Okay, so let's play the trailer. The reason why the movie dearmrpresident.net is going to exist, the reason why you're going to spread it out there, is because we're trying to piss off 350 million Americans. That's why.
Which one is this? Is this something is premiering?
Use the top one first, and then the second one. Go from the top to the bottom. Use the first one first, and then we'll do the second one.
I'll tell you, Mel, we really enjoyed your story about your life. It just helped us to get to know you, made this show more personable. Thank you for.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the very first time I've done this. You got the bragging rights. No one has ever gotten my story.
I love it.
and if I had to tell the whole story, it would be, we'd be here for 17 hours.
Okay. Well, let me go to this movie. Hold on.
Yes.
I'm interested with you being Italian. What made you decide to marry your beautiful Filipino wife? Because I tell you what, I met her and I fell in love with her.
Everybody does.
Feminine, she's soft, she's loving, but don't get me wrong now.
Well, before you hit the play button, she's a businesswoman. I trained her to be that. Let me tell you, she was not a businesswoman. Okay, she was not a businesswoman. She's a good girl. She's smart. She's graduated at the top of her class. All of that. But she's married to one of the, I consider myself to be a good entrepreneur, a top-notch entrepreneur.
Excellent.
And I am.
Yes.
I just that, early on when I was single, I did have my father's problem of chasing women, but I was single. I didn't cheat. Now I'm with my wife. I don't need another girl. I just need my wife. Right. So I after my father in that respect. But now you said something that is the reason why I went after the Asian brand is because of my mom. My mom basically said to me one day, she see me going from one relationship to another relationship to, and I've dated every national across the board. I'm not racist. Okay. I dated the entire United Nations.
Right? Bill loves the ladies.
Yeah. So, but the reality was my mom kept me seeing going through all these things. She said, listen, American women, because can you find the good American women? Obviously, we know that there's some really good American women, especially in the Midwest, still today. That's true. But the chances, because there's so many people that have been brainwashed with television and the internet of being masculine women, I'm not attracted to masculine women. If I was attracted to masculine women, that means I would have like homosexual tendencies, and I don't. Right. So I don't like a woman who's overpowering, and I've dated a few. And how well did that go? Right. So the reality is that she said, look, because you have a very strong personality, and I do, she said, the only brand that will work for you, she goes, forget Italians, forget Latins, forget American, forget all that. She goes, go to either China or Thailand or the Philippines or Japan. And so I started soliciting women on the other side of the world. And one day I met this beautiful girl by the name of Amber. And I said, would you like to be my friend? And she said, yes. I said to her, I said, could you imagine how different your world would be right now if you said no? So, but anyway, and it worked out. You know, we started to build a relationship. We talked on Skype for about 6 months, and I didn't like her. Like her, and she wasn't too crazy about me either. There was many days that I would wake up and I say, I think I'm going to block this girl.
What?
I swear to God.
Why?
And then she started to grow on me like mold. Fast forward 3.5 years later, and she said to me, Mel, I'm really into you. I need to be with you. You have to make a decision, because otherwise I'm going to go find myself another man. Not exactly in those words, but that's what she meant.
What did that do to you when she said that?
Close the sale.
She closed that deal. Yes.
She closed the sale. So I said, okay. So when I proposed to her, how do you think I would propose to her? Mel Carmine. How do you think a Mel Carmine would propose to somebody?
I don't know, because you're such a manly dude. I don't know.
I said,
you gonna marry me or what? I don't know.
No. I said, can you make the shot?
Can you make the shot?
Can you make the shot? Can you kill? Can you kill for me?
Whoa.
She said yes.
The gangster. Oh. Wow.
She said yes, I will kill for you. I said, good. Now you can be my wife.
Really?
Yeah.
But she's a feminine woman.
She's feminine, but she's got to be able to pull the trigger. Ooh. You don't have to be masculine to pull the trigger.
Oh, that gave me chills. That gave me chills, Mel. You don't have to be masculine to pull the trigger. Whoa.
You feeling me?
Whoa.
That's how it happened. True story. And we went through like a drive-through. We went to my lawyer down the street in Costa Rica. We got married, and we went home and had lobster tails, just me and her. We still haven't had a traditional. She doesn't have an engagement ring. We did. We have a wedding band somewhere in our underwear drawer. We don't even wear because we're non-traditionalists. We don't. Whatever the Matrix tells us to do, we do the opposite because we hate the Matrix.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mel, you know, I grew up American. I grew up in when my mom, it was like a bunch of single women around, unfortunately, but she was a strong woman. I'm grateful for what she taught me. I am. She made me learn, study, go to school, all that. With my parents, it was traditional. They owned a business. She was feminine. She did all the cooking and raising of the children. He led the house. And so I got both worlds in me. But what I learned from men is that men, they desire a soft feminine woman who will ride for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, she balances me out. Sometimes I zone out because I got so many things in my mind. I'm opening up a new business in my mind every 28 seconds. My mind is not your traditional mind of somebody who went through the traditional school. Like I told you, they told my mother he's impenetrable. We cannot penetrate him. We cannot brainwash him. Of course you can't.
Wow. So you said you trained her to be the businesswoman that she is. We're going to get off that, but I've loved your story.
I would give her a little task to do, and she would do the research, and she didn't know how to do it, and then she would, pass with flying colors. And I don't overwhelm her. You don't want to smother somebody and be like micromanaging somebody. And then I would give her another little task, and if she knew how to do it, she would do it. If she didn't know how to do it, she would do the research, and she would do it, and again pass with flying colors. And it was little spoon feeding till she. Right now, my wife, if my wife was single and knows what she knows right now, she can go work for a CEO with a starting salary of $250,000. No bullshit. No bullshit.
And she's her own woman. She's soft, she's feminine, but she is the machine behind.
She is the machine. She is the engine. She is the jet engine. She is the anti-gravitic flying machine. She's all of it.
Yeah. I met her. I saw her have the food ready for us. Like she had vegetables cleaned up, smoothies and all that. But yet when we did our live show in your place, she was the camera woman. She positioned everybody. I was like, this woman is amazing.
As a matter of fact, before I forget, I'm going to ask you on live television, sometime in September, early October, we're going to have the Junior Summit Part 2. We would like for you to come down and be the MC for the event.
Oh, now you got me, because the MC is my thing. I used to be MCs over, different programs at churches all the time.
Yeah.
So we'll talk. We'll
definitely talk.
Where's it going to be?
You'll get to come stay with us in the center. You get to sleep in the center a couple of days before. We're gonna charge you in the system. By the time your audience gets down there, you'll be glowing in the dark.
Oh, okay. Tell them about the center. Is that the Stay Alive Center?
Exactly.
Okay. Can you tell them briefly about that before we?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. The basically we have what's called the biophotonic scalar wave technology. For those people that don't know what that is, it's a frequency. Like the frequency for your phone is designed to keep you going back to the medical. See, notice I have a picture of myself.
I love it.
But anyway,
man loves himself, family. He loves it.
Yeah, you have to love yourself. You can't expect anybody else to love you if you don't love yourself first. That's a fact.
Come on.
Okay.
Yes,
but
sir.
anyway, the biophotonic scalar energy allows your body to bring up the frequency of every cell in your body, which is approximately 33 trillion. That number, I don't know why. When Christ died, he was 33 years old. 33 trillion. I think there's something there, right? And the bottom line is that once your 33 trillion cells are fully optimized to the 90 millivolt level, I'll say that again. Once your 33 trillion cells are optimized to the 90 millivolt level, your body will repair everything and anything. I don't care what's wrong with you. I've seen people come through the door where their doctor said, go home, get your affairs in order, because you're not going to make it 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You're going to be in the dirt. You're going to be buried. You're going to be dead. Okay. And they come to us as a last resort, and they're still here today. And they're that word that starts with a C and ends with an R that we're not allowed to mention because the communist people think they own that language. That's gone, no longer. They're completely, totally, 100,000% in remission. Okay. So what is biophotonic scalar energy? Well, let's just say that in secret documents, that was discovered by a good friend of mine by the name of Bill Gould, who I'll be working with here shortly. We'll make that announcement as well. Bill used to be the CEO of a big company back in the late 80s, early 90s by the name of Equinox. Okay. And he knows a lot about health and nutrition. And him and I are going to be working together very, very closely. We're going to drop that bomb at the right time. He discovered that scalar biophotonic energy is used in where they actually amplify the volume by a lot. For our aircraft, when we go into battle, our enemies can't see us coming until it's too late. Okay. Wow. So the entire craft is engulfed in this biophotonic scalar energy, and the enemy cannot see us until the bombs are literally over the head, ready to drop. Okay. So that same energy toned down allows the body to heal the body.
That's beautiful. I'm gonna put that link in the chat for people. That is Staying Alive with 2 E's, alive.
Correct.
And do they have to put the /mail in there? Or
no, just Staying Alive.
Staying Alive. And I did show the family. Now, is this where your mom went when she got, cured from her ailment, Mel?
Yeah. Yes.
She went to the Staying Alive Center?
She went to a center in Utah. Give me 1 second. I got to mute out for a second real quick.
Okay.
All right. Right now, the website is down. It's supposed to be down for maintenance. I don't know what my programmers are doing. I think, to be quite honest with you, we got attacked. But
yeah, I think so too. Because I brought up.
Just don't even bother showing it right now.
Okay. Because I went to your site. I brought up Staying Alive. That's a site, but I went to yours and it says dangerous site.
Yeah, it says dangerous site. It's only on Google. If you go through Safari, it's fine.
Okay. Do you want to show your grandma's testimony, or should we do that later since the site is down?
Yeah, no, we'll show that later. The site's down right now. They could go anytime. The website is not dangerous. Somebody hacked into our website because I'm dangerous to the industry, if you haven't figured that out. Okay, we're about to do some serious advertising, commercials that are unique to us, that were created by me and our editing staff, that are absolutely top notch, another level. And I believe that this is going to put a hurting on the industry. So look, when you have a situation where we could service thousands and thousands of clients at Staying Alive, and all of a sudden there's thousands and thousands of clients who no longer need their medications and their psychotropic drugs, you stand to put a existential threat on the industry. And so I'm the kind of guy that I'm a gangster. Yes, I'm a gangster for humanity. I'm here to kick ass to the bad guys and make sure you guys are okay. And then that's what I've used my gangster energy. I hone that and I use it for the right thing, right? Not the bad thing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Mel, Queen V369 says, I don't have to be masculine. She put it in quotes. I don't have to be masculine to pull the trigger. This is so empowering. I will adopt this mindset. Thank you.
Make a t-shirt. Start selling the t-shirt. You don't have to be masculine to pull the trigger. A feminine girl could pull a trigger that's got a 6 pound, with 6 pound trigger pull.
Somebody said, well, reset is in the title. Yes, because everything is resetting. Everything, all the old guard is being completely wiped out.
Yes.
But you have to have the energy and the characteristics of somebody like a gangster that's not going to stand for the old world BS. That's why we have Mel on the show. Mel rejected the system. He rejected the programming. He rejected the whole ideology that he can't be wealthy. He can't be masculine. He can't be empowering. He can't be whatever. He rejected all that and he created a beautiful reality for himself. And this is what he's sharing with the Soul Tribe. I love it. Not only for himself, his family, he went and got a beautiful woman. I mean, he's just changed the whole trajectory of life, because they were slated to fail in Sicily. Like they were in trouble.
Sicily, like I said, is a third world country. When I went back about 8 years ago, and I remember my mom called me and she said, so what do you think? I was there 3 days. I said, what do I think? I says, time has stood still. That's what I think. I says, I remember even at 3.5 years old when I left that island, exactly where every brick was, and nothing has moved.
Really?
So I can understand the kids over there who don't have an opportunity. If you're very, very ambitious, like I am, extremely ambitious, okay, that if you're in a country where the only opportunity is crime, and that's the only thing that's going to bring in the money, it's tough.
It's tough.
And let me tell you, when I came to the United States and I opened up all these pizza shops, I had the Lucchese crime family hang out in my pizza shop on a regular basis. And Little Sal, Joseph Aldegheri, Little Tommy, all these guys would hang out in my pizza shop. And the FBI would tail them to my pizza shop. And they tried to recruit me 1 million times. My mom will tell you. Okay? And I kept saying, no, thank you. But if I was to sit here and tell you that the lifestyle was not attractive to me, I'd be lying. The lifestyle was very attractive. The travel, the women, the cars, the jewelry, all of it. Okay. And the respect that people gave you because they were afraid of you because you belonged to a crew of guys who have guns, and it just was so sexy, it was so seductive.
Just like gangs in the Black community or gangs in the Mexican community, it's very seductive, especially if you don't have money, you're trying to figure out a way for your family, and then you could have the status amongst the gangsters. I get it. So Mel, a lot of us are wanting to create humanitarian projects to go back and help our communities. Like, I would love to help get a lot of these guys off of the drugs and
Let's do a show. Let's do a show about Mel being recruited by the mob the next time around.
Okay.
And I'll tell that story about my pizza shops and the gangsters and all of that. Remind me, and I'll know exactly where to go to tell the most amazing story your audience has ever heard.
So I'm wondering, and I'm going to get to your movies. Will you go back though, and help your island? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's going to be plenty to go around. Look, providing I pull this off, and I will. Okay, I'll say it again. Providing I pull this off, and I will. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm selling myself. So this way I'm holding my own feet to the fire that I'm going to succeed and not fail. When I open up Tube 1776, providing I do what's on paper, I'm going to tell you that story too. Then we can go to movies. Okay. Guys, tell everybody you know about this particular broadcast. Everybody should watch this. But
and if you like what Mel is presenting and you want to support him, then please feel free to send him. He doesn't have Cash App yet, but he does have Zelle. So you can send him a gift to MMAKcoin, MMAKCOIN @gmail.com, because you have to have the email address in order to send him a donation through Zelle. Okay. All right.
Now, what was I talking about?
Lord, I'm sorry.
Refresh my memory.
Lord, what was he saying, family? Somebody said, I just love me some Mel. You're going to tell me a story.
Yes.
And where's Amber? Because I can't remember.
Amber, what was the story I was going to tell?
Can y'all remind us what he was going to say?
How were you recruited to the mob?
Mel can't be stopped. That's very informative. That's funny. Anyway, I think I was talking about being recruited into the mob. How I turned these guys down so many times. These guys to be tailed into my pizza shop. Being from Sicily doesn't help. Having a name like Carmine doesn't help. Owning a pizza shop who is predominantly owned by Italians in Paterson, New Jersey doesn't help. These guys are being tailed to my pizza shop, right? Because they fell in love with Mel Carmine. The same guy you see here right now is the same guy that was behind the counter with the same character serving slices of pizza to the people in Paterson, New Jersey and the surrounding towns, etc. So they fell in love with me. They said, this guy's really smart. And they weren't looking for me to be a trigger man. They wanted me to be more of the guy that would help organize the crime, if you will. Okay. And so because of that, it was even more attractive because I wasn't going in for an entry level position. I was sort of skipping step 2, 3, and 4 and starting with step number 5.
And they said you were holding your own feet to the fire. That's what you were talking about.
Oh, okay. Holding my own feet to the fire. When I come out with this, I'm glad for you to remember that. When I come out with this tube1776.com, what I'm trying to achieve, and I had conversations with artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence and I been going back and forth for months and months and months on this, because there's been an idea that's been burning my, and I got a fire in my belly about this, because I want to change the whole dynamic. I want to change the entire paradigm of what social media really means, and I want it to be tilted in the favor of humanity, not completely in the favor of humanity by 100%. Like we're doing a 180-degree turn. Okay. So how do I put together something that's so prolific that's going to put the competitors out of business? When I went at first, it said, well, your idea is very ambitious. This is artificial intelligence talking to Mel Carmine. However, However, you're not going to be able to stop the censoring, because when you go through traditional payment systems, meaning credit card, debit card, Visa, MasterCard, whatever, and we would be under the category of high risk, they're going to dictate to you that if you want to collect the money, the very little minimal fee, which is like nothing, you're going to have to censor your people. And I said bullshit to that. So I started networking. That's all I do. Is I've been a network. I'm a world-class networker. I'm really good at it. I'm 10th degree black belt in networking. So I went and I talked to my good friend Satoshi Nakamoto, aka Joby Weeks. Okay, who's the guy that mined 92,000 bitcoins years ago. That's a whole other story that I could actually put him on your show too if you want. Okay. So Satoshi Nakamoto, aka Joby Weeks. I said, who do you know that is in the blockchain business? And so he pointed me to this guy in Bali, in Indonesia. And then this guy, Bali in Indonesia, pointed me to a few other guys who created a solution, real-time solution that can collect the money, no chargebacks. It's less than 50% cheaper than traditional credit cards. And nobody could tell me that I have to dictate to my people that I'm going to censor you because some platform told me to do so. Because I'm not even going to start if that was the case. I'm not here to censor anybody. I'm here to allow people to speak freely. You don't agree with somebody? Change the channel. Don't sit there and criticize. Okay?
Change the channel, yes.
Yeah. If you like become a Muslim, you want to be a Muslim, go to a channel that teaches you how to become a Muslim. You want to be a Catholic, a Christian, a Jew, whatever, go to those channels. But don't sit there and criticize people because you don't agree with them. Go and hang out with the people you agree with.
Or create something of your own too.
Bingo. Start a cooking channel. Start a channel where you travel around the world reviewing pizza shops and Italian restaurants. Start a channel that reviews Chinese restaurants. Start a channel that talks about digital assets. Start a channel about guns. Start a channel about anything and everything, but talk freely. Yeah. As long as you don't threaten anybody and threaten their lives, and as long as you don't have trans testicles read bedtime stories to our kids, everything else is allowed.
Come on, Mel.
Right?
Yes, sir.
When we do this and we bring down, and we're going to do that with the help of you people. If you people are as tired as we are, then you're going to help us do the right thing and bring these bastards down. You know why? It's our turn to shine.
Mel, when I woke up this morning, I said to the Most High, to God, I was like, I am tired. I am tired. You said if they're as tired as we are, but I have to keep going because I'm ready to bring them down.
Yeah, I want to burn the whole thing down. I want to come with 5 jerry cans. They call them jerry cans with the gasoline and a few Molotov cocktails and say, okay, motherfuckers, somebody else is in charge now. Let's get the party started. Okay. Now, regards to the movie, I knew about the straw man. I knew about it for a long, long time, except I had a hard time understanding it. Not because I'm stupid, but because you have a bunch of people out there that went to college and they think that they have to impress us by repeating those 18 fancy words over and over and over again in some kind of sequence to make us believe that they are smarter than we are because they know those 18 fancy words. I say, you know what? I think that's stupid. I think dumb it down, dumb down the language, dumb down the explanation so that everybody can understand. Because what we're trying to do here, we're trying to piss off 360 million Americans. And if you keep it complicated, you're not going to do that.
So when you say dumb it down, you mean we should bring it down to where every day
we want it down to a 3rd grade level of education. Okay?
I love that.
If you don't understand our version of the straw man, you will never understand it. Forget about it. Move on to another subject.
Ooh, let me get this. It's playing in the background. Hold on. Yeah, you bring it down to a level where, like you said, a 3rd grader can understand.
3rd grade level of education. If you can't understand our version of the straw man, give it up. Okay,
I'm gonna bring it up, Mel. Thank you so much for sharing your story. We appreciate the transparency. It was beautiful, the self-disclosure. Yeah. It's very empowering, people have said in the comment section, Mel, your story.
Oh, yeah.
Is this it, this documentary, a movie about the straw man? That's the first one, right?
Yeah, let's do the first one, the one on top.
Here we go.
A structure so deeply embedded, most of those inside it don't even realize what they are a part of. Institutions you trusted operating within a framework you were never meant to question. And while you worked, struggled to survive, something bigger was moving behind the curtain. In this documentary, we exposed the largest financial deception in the history of mankind. Not with options, but with evidence. Irrefutable, irrevocable, undeniable. This is not about politics. This is about power. This is about control. And most importantly, this is about you. Because the moment you truly see it, the illusion collapses. The distractions lose its grip. The noise disappears. And the question becomes unavoidable. When this film is released, the truth will no longer be hidden. It will be undeniable, uncontainable, unstoppable. My job is to expose it. Your job is to make sure the world sees it. Now, will you have the courage to face it, to share it, to break free from the system that was designed to keep you enslaved forever? Or will you ignore the greatest revolution of our time? The truth is here. You will either stand up and help us dismantle the Matrix, or the Matrix will enslave you and your family for 1,000 years to come. The choice is yours. God knows I did my job.
I put
let's
that
play
link.
The next one. Yeah, let's play the next one back to back, and then we'll get into more conversations that I think your audience will find very interesting.
Okay, and I put the link in the chat, family, for you all to go. It's on Mel's YouTube channel. Is that the Something is premiering? Yes, here we go.
I'm about to tell you a story that is going to absolutely piss off a lot of people in the United States of America. What if everything you've ever known is a lie? Because I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we've been bamboozled in ways that you can't even imagine. From the creator who dared to question everything in Dear Mr. President comes a revelation so explosive it will shatter your perception of reality. This is the biggest scam ever, and your government, it thinks that you are stupid.
And the whole fake system that is set up, it's all fake.
The straw man, the greatest heist in history. Before your first breath, a covert system claimed you a ghostly double made of paper, a financial slave in a world you can't even see.
The straw man. I am not that fucking straw man. That's not me. I am not all cap letters. I am me.
They've used your name as currency, trading your life in a game rigged from the start. Basically, when you're born, they put some little ink underneath your feet, and they give you the all caps name on your social security or social slave number, okay? And that's exactly what you are. That is your bond number. Every document, every signature, every debt is an elaborate illusion. You go get a marriage license, it's a bond. You get divorced, it's a bond. You get a driver's license, it's a bond. You get a fishing license, it's a bond. You get a hunting license, it's a bond. You get a ticket, that ticket gets traded. Driver's license, insurance, all of this nonsense. These are all bonds that are being traded in your name, and they're making billions and trillions of dollars. Once you know the truth, you hold the power to choose. The system will fight back. It will try to silence you, erase you. The choice is yours.
Ooh, powerful, powerful.
Yeah. This is, we're 12 hours, 7 minutes, and 48 seconds, and the movie will start. 12 hours, 7 minutes, and 40 seconds now, and the movie will start tomorrow. All you people out there should take this link, dearmrpresident.net, and spread it around there, because this has to do with you being worth 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, and so on. Okay? When you understand or understand that the all caps name is the corporation. A corporation is a corpse. A corpse is dead. It's not you. Okay. When you understand that in the back of the social security number, the number itself on the front is your bond number, which is what's being traded. That's how they keep track of everybody with numbers. Okay. And that's how, once you find out the right website to go into and put in all the right criteria, you can find out exactly how much it is you are worth. Okay. When you understand all of this and you start to really grasp that this is not a bullshit story, this is a true story that's got plenty of teeth, that's got plenty of evidence. And yes, if you don't know how to talk properly and you go into court and you don't know how to defend yourself properly, your story is you were made in the image of God. You have inalienable rights. Okay. You don't need to have a driver's license. It is your right to get around. Should you have insurance? In my opinion, yes. Do you have to have insurance? No. But should you have insurance? I think yes, because if you damage someone else's property, the responsible thing to do is that you have insurance so that you can pay for that person's damage. Or God forbid that person has to go to the hospital, that you have enough coverage so that person can get treated properly until we graduate and we no longer have to be on 4 rubber tires scraping the earth like a bunch of dumb turkeys. Right? So your registration to your vehicle. I don't care if you own a jalopy, if you own a $30,000 car, or if you own a $300,000 car, or if you own a $4 million car, and there are a few of those as well. If you you have
you froze.
Actual.
Hold on, Mel, you froze.
Car. Technically speaking, you signed a contract with them. Yes.
Mel, can you go? Mel, you froze for about 30 seconds.
Sure. Okay. No problem. So if you think you own a car, for example, you can own a $5,000 car, or you can own a $50,000 car. You can own a $4 million car. It doesn't matter whether it's a Bugatti, a Lamborghini, a Chevrolet, a Ford, or a Ferrari. You basically get what's called the registration to that vehicle, and you sign it. You're going into contract with the state. You're telling the state, you own my car. My car is yours. If you stop paying your registration, if the county or if the state wants to get cute with you, they can actually come pick up your Lamborghini, your Bugatti, or your Chevrolet, or your Ford. It's theirs. It's not yours. So you are a slave to the system. Okay. Then you get a parking ticket. You get a speeding ticket. You go get a fishing license. You get a hunting license. All of this stuff is part of, you get married, you get remarried, you get divorced. These are all licenses. And all of that, it has a price tag attached to it. They take that money and they put it into e-commerce. The e-commerce is being traded with your social security number. That's why you're worth so much money. If you understand compound interest on top of compound interest on top of compound interest, it's scary what happens by the time you're 18, 19, 20 years old.
Is this just in America, Mel, or does this happen all over the world?
What a great question, Dr. Kia. Only you would ask that question. Yes.
You.
I did some research, and I can tell you that other countries have adopted this. Australia, United Kingdom, New Zealand, etc. There are many countries that have adopted this. They have added their own twist to the scam. And this scam exists in a lot of places around the world, not just in the United States. So really, technically speaking, yes, take this movie and send it to the people in the UK and Australia and New Zealand and what other country is adopting this scam, because it needs to be verified that Mel Carmine is not crazy.
Wow. All over the world. So Mel, I've heard that we're going to get access to our birth certificate bonds and social security bonds.
We should.
We should. Okay.
We should.
During this transfer. Okay.
There is a gentleman that's working on it. His name is Jim Rickards. Look him up.
Yes, I've heard of James Rickards or Jim Rickards.
Jim Rickards is not a guy that's a ufologist. He doesn't look like he's a guy from, Lost in Space or Space Arcs or whatever. He doesn't look like he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He's a guy that's been consulting with the CIA, your Pentagon, your government, and we believe we have enough evidence that we know that he sits on the board of Ripple XRP. Who is this guy? Well, he's got incredible integrity. He's incredibly smart. He's gotten tremendous connections. and he's working on it with the guy that's sitting in the White House right now, Donald John Trump, to release one particular Saint Germain fund for $150 trillion. And if they're successful just in that little fund, then it's one of many. It's like it comes out to like $3 million for every American. Yes, I do believe that they should release it. Whether they release it in increments or all at once, I think it's time for humanity to get freed, because you're born into this planet. You weren't asked to be born here. Yet as soon as you're here, they put you on all of these hamster wheels, and everything becomes a subscription. And immediately you're enslaved. And you think if you could run a little faster, a little harder, that you might just be able to get to that carrot, and you don't. 99.888899999% of us never get there, no matter how hard you try, no matter how clever you are. Okay, so the bottom line is that you have to figure out a way to escape the matrix, and I think foreigners have done that because they realize they come here with the mindset of being in their own business, being in charge of their own destiny, so that you can leverage. You can leverage, and when you can have the ability to leverage, then you can make all of the money. Yes. But the reality is, here's where I have a problem, and I think it's a legitimate problem, and I think your audience will agree with it. Okay, there you go, Jim Rickards. So, but anyway, I believe that. Yeah,
he's got a background in economics and business. Go ahead.
He's amazing. So you're born on this planet, right? They tell you to go to school so you can get brainwashed. They tell you to go to college so you can continue the brainwashing process. They tell you to go work for a corporation. They tell you to do all of this stuff, and then, boom, you're 65 years old. It's time for retirement, and they give you half of what you couldn't live on all of. Okay, and if you were lucky to be in business and you were lucky to do the right things, and you're at 65 and you're somewhere in fair, healthy health, you may be lucky enough to walk the beaches of the earth with the one you love, your family, friends, etc. So in some extreme cases, if you're an entrepreneur on steroids and you're able to make millions of dollars early on, you're able to maybe walk the beaches of the earth when you're in your late 20s, early 30s. That doesn't happen to most of us. That's like 1 in 10 million. Now, with the advent of artificial intelligence, those odds are going to improve. I believe that. I believe artificial intelligence will create just as many billionaires as cryptocurrency.
But people are afraid of AI. They're taking over jobs.
You should embrace it because artificial intelligence is basically technology. The technology could be used for good or it could be used for bad. I'm taking the artificial intelligence, bringing in artificial intelligence programmers on steroids to build the next mousetrap. And if we build it exactly the way it's on paper, then we destroy the ones we hate, like YouTube and Rumble is now part of the same problem, which they're mostly owned by BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, and so on. That's why you think for 1 second that there's a possibility just because Donald Trump, Dr. Pruitt, signed the executive order that there's no more censorship in America if you own a social media platform. Do you think that they're going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, oh, we're going to implement Donald Trump's? No,
they're fighting against anything he does.
Yeah. So we got to take the bull by the balls and say, I'm in charge, motherfucker. Let's go.
I love your energy.
You want to throw down? You want to throw down? You really want to get into a fight with Mel Carmine? I'm ready, motherfucker. Let's go.
Yeah, AI has been around for millennia. People just don't know it.
They just released it now because because of their convenience, not yours. You were never important. You were never important. It was always about them, not you. Now they got the robots coming out. They have artificial intelligence. That's why they want to put that little thing in your arm and exterminate you because you are a useless eater. You are no longer needed. Thank you for your services. Now get the hell out of here. Ooh. That's how they feel. They feel they own the future. I say, pick a fight, get a microphone, get into a fight that turns you on, whatever that fight is, whether it's chemtrails or the poisoning of our food or learning how to grow food in your own backyard so that you go against the system and you go hang out with guys like Jim Jim Gale, foodforestabundance.com. Go hang out with Jim Gale, foodforestabundance.com. He'll teach you how to grow some food. Take your lawn and turn it into food. Stop growing lawns. Abundance.com.
Maybe you can bring him on and come on with him.
I absolutely will. I'll give you his number. He'll love to come on your show.
Yeah, but you would have to co-host with me.
Yeah, we could do that. Absolutely. And when you do that, then you start to buckle the system. Okay? Because if more and more people, he's teaching prisoners how to grow food. He's teaching kids how to grow food. He's taking the kids that are teaching how to grow food and become entrepreneurs. And on the weekends, they're having a farmer's market selling the food. So this way they know how to make money.
Wow.
Which school do you want to send your kids to? That is the question. Now what's in your wallet?
Oh, look at this. Where's he located? Where's this? What state?
Right here in Florida. St. Cloud.
You know what? Okay. I wondered wow. Oh, there he is. Is this him?
No, that's not him.
That's not him. Okay.
That's
foodforestabundance.com. Okay, Mel. Wow. I love that he's teaching children. I love that he's also teaching prisoners. The prisoners are the population.
Yes.
GLAE.
Yeah, Jim Gale.
I love, I think Jim Gale. Okay, let me put that in. I think the people that have gone to prison, GALE.
Right.
I'm putting him in his name in the chat. Prisoners have they've been forgotten about. I know some people have done, a lot of things for which they had to pay their debt to society. And then some of them, have nonviolent crimes, but nonetheless, violent crimes, nonviolent crimes, they've been forgotten. And they go through the system in prison. They become institutionalized, treated like they're not humans. I don't know. Some of them been enslaved and they don't really get truly rehabilitated. So when they come out, these people that are coming out from prison, they're still humans. They're still mothers and fathers and aunties and uncles and sisters and brothers. Who's going to help them? Mel?
Well,
go ahead.
This is why a system like this is very much needed.
Okay.
This is why people like Jim Gale are a gift to society. You're either going to be an asset or you're going to be a liability. I can absolutely tell you emphatically that Jim Gale is an asset to society. Okay. And we need more Jim Gales. We need more Dr. Kia Pruitts. We might even need a few more Mel Carmines.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, at the end of the day, because we were so indoctrinated with the television, with, let's make a deal and the Price is Right. Come on down, Mel. It is your turn to be the next contestant on The Price is Right. Woo! Right, with the music playing around. Right? Remember that bullshit?
Yeah.
And then it was Survivor Island, and then it was reality TV shows, and we were all mesmerized. You know why? Because Americans love to be entertained.
That part, love to be entertained. Yes, we do.
We love it more than anybody on planet Earth. And this is the reason why we have something called a New World Order.
Okay.
And because of that, we're all paying the price right now. Now it's do or die. It's either kill or be killed. You don't have a third choice on the table. These people are not giving you a third choice. So you better grow a pair if you don't have a pair and get to work. You don't have a choice. You understand? Hai capito? You want me to tell you in Italian? Hai capito? I'll tell you in Italian. You have to get to work now because this is for the survival of planet Earth. This is for the survival of humanity. Humanity is either going to make it or they're not going to make it. There's still a chance because we have paid quadrillions of dollars to these bastards over the years. There's still a chance that they can kick our ass if we fall asleep in the getaway car. So what are you going to do? You want to sit there and cry like a little bitch? Or you want to get to work? What do you want to do? I'm telling you the truth, man. If you don't think they're thinking up the next plan, demic, okay, I put a little gap in there. You put the words together. Okay, if you don't think they're orchestrating the next whatever to take these away, distractions, all orchestrated by your lovely government. They're scheming and scamming. These are the worst people. These are the worst of the worst that humanity's got to offer. And they are in your government. Most of them are self-appointed. Almost nobody's elected. Almost everybody is selected. If it wasn't for Donald John Trump in 2020, most of you would be still asleep. 2020 is coming. Like my good friend Juanito, 107. 2020, it's not over yet. And it ain't. Juanito is going to be at the next summit in Cape Canaveral, part 2, the Junior Summit, part 2. You want to be there. You know why? Because we're going to be talking about med beds. We're going to be talking about celestial chambers. We're going to be talking about stuff that turns Mel Carmine on. We're going to talk about what's real, what's not, and what's bullshit, and what's not bullshit. You want to be at that summit because we're going to drop bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb. And you know what's going to happen? You people are going to come out of that meeting and know the real deal. You know why? I don't know who Juanito is, but I will tell you this. I looked at him straight in the eye and I said to him, look, I know that you're in this war. I know you're playing a major, major role. When this war is over, can Mel Carmine have the final interview with you? He looked at me square in the eye and said, no. You know why? Because he had to sign a non-disclosure that's like that thick. That thick. And you know what? That non-disclosure, I bet you, has got language like, if you say a word, you're giving us the right to come kill you. He signed his life away. He didn't even bat an eye when I said, can I have the final interview with you? And you tell this whole story about what your role was. Nope. He went to Antarctica. Which part of Antarctica do you think Juanito 107 went to? I bet you he didn't go to the part that's on this side of the ice wall. He's a very important figure. I've verified it. And again, the people I verified it, I want to make sure I stress this point because I don't want people out there saying Mel Carmine is full of shit. No, Mel Carmine is not full of shit. Mel Carmine is always going to tell you the truth. And because I have him labeled in my phone system, right? I have him labeled in my phone system as Majestic 12, one of the Majestic 12. And I said this to somebody, I know won't mention who that person was, but this person was at my last Junior Summit. And this person, whoever he or she is, said, not Majestic 12, Majestic 5.
Majestic 5.
It's 5.
Okay.
One day there was an interview on this guy, Benny Johnson. I got to go dig up that interview with a guy that doesn't speak normal, speaks with CIA language. And I knew immediately, instinctively, I said, this guy's deep, deep, deep government. And I won't mention who this guy is, but I'm going to go dig up that video because I promised a few people that I'm allowed to send it to. And I sent it to Juanito. And I said to him, fast forward 24 minutes and 8 seconds, because I know you're busy, and listen from that point forward for about 8 minutes. Within 36 seconds, I got a message back. And the message read, Mel, this guy reports to me.
Wow.
Who is 107? I tell you what, he definitely likes Mel Carmine. I'll tell you what, he definitely is going to be at the next Junior Summit. And we're definitely going to talk about med beds. And I can assure you he knows what he's talking about. 107 is going to go down in the history books. And he's going to be in the next movie that's going to tell the whole story from beginning to end. And yes, it might be a 17-part series, 1 hour and 17 minutes per. Okay. And anybody who doesn't like his long-winded stories, well, that's your problem. His long-winded answers, that's your problem. That's because your elevator doesn't get up to the top floor. He's not allowed to speak freely like you and I. He doesn't have that luxury. Because if he was telling you things where you don't have to figure them out, that means he's putting his life and his family's life in danger. And he's not going to do that because you want quick answers and you want things to be easy.
When is the summit? Yes, sir. When is the summit? Give us some information.
We have a tentative date of, I believe, the 18th, 19th, and 20th. 18th is going to be meet and greet, which means we get to go and hang out and sing some karaoke and drink maybe 2 martinis together and laugh and tell some dirty jokes. And then we're going to do the summit, but it's going to be very, very relaxed. You do a couple people on stage for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then we'll take a 20-minute break, and then we'll have another act and so on. Jerry Reed will be there. Absolutely. Jerry Reed will be there. He's become a very good friend. Jerry's another guy. He's pissed off. So he's working with me regarding Tube 1776 because I said, how are we going to stop this? He goes, we can't, Mel. They're in charge. I know that. So let's do something about it. That's how the whole thing came about because he was growing by 15, 20,000 people on a good day. 15, 20,000 people a day. If he never asked for his money, he would have been at 2 million right now. That's how fast he was growing. Okay. And then the minute he asked for his money, they throttled him back. He's barely getting 800 to 1,000 people a day now. On a bad day, before he asked for his money, on a bad day, he was growing by 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 on a bad day. How does he go from that to 800, 900, less than 1,000 every day now? You tell me. Is it called censorship or is Mel Carmine delusional?
Mel, this has been such a wonderful show. It's been entertaining. It's been educational. It's been informative. It's been sobering. Especially the part that really got me. I love the whole show, but when you looked in the camera just a few minutes ago and you commissioned us to get off our behinds and do something, that was truly inspiring.
Thank you.
I thank you. I want to know if you want to give your final words, final thoughts. I know you said a lot. We've kept you for 2 hours. And
and I've actually enjoyed this. It's like, I've been away from the camera for a week because I recorded a bunch of shows and I put it on a timer to release at a certain time so I could keep my audience entertained. Yeah. And I've been jonesing to get back to the camera. I'm addicted to this now. This is my new drug, but I'm not allowed to grow to my fullest potential because YouTube says Mel Carmine cannot grow on channel number 1 no more than 53,000, on channel number 2 no more than 15,000, and they got me there and they want to hold me there. And if it's up to them to hold me there forever, and I say screw that, you're not holding Mel Carmine back, you're not holding Dr. Pruitt back, you're not holding Nino Rodriguez back. We are going to grow to the potential of what the audience says, not the algorithms.
That's right.
Who the hell do you people think you are?
Come on, Mel.
You think you could come into town in America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and dictate terms and conditions? Really? You think that? Well, that comes to an abrupt end right now. And I'm telling you, 1776 is going to be like the wood shredder for all of social media, not just YouTube. Because I'm going to build this thing in the modular thing where I could just add one thing. It'll be like different websites, but all glued together with just all these links up top. And you people are going to have a grandiose time of your life watching as we dismantle the New World Order.
Now, can you tell the people how they can do their part? What can we all do to help dismantle the New World Order as we progress into this new era?
There are many wars to be fought.
Okay.
Pick one. Whether it's them poisoning your cats and your dogs with flavored cardboard. I'll say it again, flavored cardboard. Okay. If you don't believe me, go to my QFS1776.com. We sell organic dog food. We sell organic cat food. Because they don't, not only do they want you to stress because they got you on psychotropic drugs and drugs that keep you in a zombified state, and you realize you're taking all these drugs for years and years, and the more you go complain about this side effect and that side effect, they give you more drugs, but they want you to be stressed over the health of your dogs, because the more stress they can create for you, the sicker they can keep you. The sicker they can keep you, what happens? The more drugs they can sell you. It's a vicious cycle. Right? So if you go to where it says shop at the top, I believe it says shop somewhere. Scroll towards the top.
Right here, shop.
There you go. Boom.
Click on it.
That. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff there that you need. You got to shop with the good guys because it's the only way we turn this thing around. You want a ledger for your thing? We take you directly to the factory. You click on a link on the internet that's a random link. I cannot verify that link is the right link and that you didn't buy your wallet from a hacker, and then you call Mel Carmine at 2:00 in the morning saying, I had 114,000 XRP, Mel. I listened to you to buy the ledger and now it's gone. I told you to buy it at whether you buy it from us or you buy it off of, and let's say they're both legit, you're still going to pay the same price. You're not going to get a discount from buying it from us unless they throw a special. But if you click on our link, one thing we guarantee is the insurance policy that you're going to go directly to the manufacturer, directly to the inventor, and you're going to get the right wallet.
For your XRP, XLM, for your what, digital coins?
Exactly.
Okay.
You want the Nano X, the Nano X is the one you want.
Nano X, okay.
Yeah, we make $4.22. Big whoopee-do. I can't even buy a half a sushi roll for that.
That's what I keep trying to tell people when they say you're patriots, you're doing.
Oh,
I'm like, we got to eat.
I want you guys making $100,000 a week. You don't understand. I want you guys to be comfortable. I want you guys, when you're going to flying on a business, to be sitting in first class.
Mel, when I say
you can't fight the war if your soldiers are fatigued.
And when I've sold projects, Mel, I've gotten less than 1%. Less than sometimes 0.5%. And I don't complain. I'm grateful for the opportunity. So, but people that think we're getting rich overnight, I don't know where they get this from. We have to eat.
No. They have to get off that mentality quickly. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to beat that out of them. Stop saying that. You want us to be as well funded as Anderson Pooper. Yes, there's nothing wrong with Kia Pruitt making $2 million a year. There's nothing wrong with Nino Rodriguez making $5 million a year. Nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that is that you guys who are maybe not making as much money, I'm saying go get a microphone and join us.
Ooh.
You know, some of these guys out there, Kia, I will tell you in no uncertain terms, they're a lot smarter than we are. And a lot of them could become a lot bigger than we are. And I don't have a problem with that. If everybody in your audience got a microphone and in 6 months they were bigger than Mel Carmine and Dr. Kia Pruitt combined, I would applaud that effort.
So you said choose a fight.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Choose. So we need to choose something that needs to be done and get it done.
I don't know if I'm not sure if I broke up there.
Yeah. Mel, you are a little bit. I'm not sure
if I broke up there. I think the internet's trying to catch up.
Okay. I can hear you, Mel. I can hear you. Can you hear me? I don't think Mel can hear me.
Okay. I don't know. Did we break up?
A little bit.
Okay, where did you guys lose me? That's right. I can make sure I want you guys to understand there's nothing wrong with making money. You want your soldiers to be well funded. You want the Nino Rodriguez's to have firing power. You want Dr. Kia Pruitt to have firing power. We want a relaxed soldier that's got it going on all levels, because that's the way you win the war. You don't want a soldier that's stressed out for every freaking penny, because that determines whether we win or we lose the war. If you get into the game and you go get a microphone, you want to fight chemtrails or cat food, dog food, or whatever vaccination you want to fight, whatever it is you want to fight, pick a fight. There's plenty of fights to be had. Go get a microphone, and if you become more popular than Mel Carmine and Dr. Pruitt, just do me a favor, invite us on your show.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
That's it.
Okay. But I have no problem, and I'm sure Dr. Kia Pruitt has no problem that if everybody on the show right now, how many people are watching this right now?
I see over I see not right here, 906 on this, but that's just a couple of this is Facebook, Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube. So I don't know about the others. So we got over 1,000.
I'm sure probably it's close to 2,000. So if all 2,000 of you went out and got a microphone and you picked one fight and you became a sensation, wonderful. That's what we want. This is not about a penis contest. This is about a war. We're in a war. You understand? Mm-hmm. This is not about a personality contest or ego. And I got a big ego. I got a big chair, but I don't. I'm really humble. I don't. I'm
but
really,
sometimes I think they teach us to be humble so that we won't stand in our power as the God beings that we are. Be humble, be quiet, be meek, we know that we're powerful. I don't see anything wrong with walking in your power.
We are the new media. We are the new Hollywood. We are it. Get used to it because we're coming. We're going to take it all down, but we need to be well funded, and you need to have a machine that well funds their soldiers. That machine, I wholeheartedly believe, is going to be tube1776.com. It's coming. I'm meeting with my programmers, and we're going to build it in such a modular way that we can absolutely add anything to it that we want. Okay, anything that makes sense. And if $10 is going to set you, listen, if $9.29 per month is going to put a damper on your well-being, financially speaking, you got bigger fish to fry. But no more commercials, no more censorship.
Okay.
Ever.
I love it.
Is that alone worth it? Is it worth it to see your favorite superstar like Nino Rodriguez, who's stuck at 600,000, who thinks he's conquered the world and he's not? Is it worth it to see him climb to 6 million where he maybe belongs? Maybe 16 million. Who knows what the number is? The number is decided by you, the people, not the algorithms. If I have talent for 1 million people audience, and the audience says, that's it, Mel, you've reached your plateau, I'm okay with that. If Nino Rodriguez is better than me, I'm okay with that.
So Mel, finally tell us how we can follow your work.
Absolutely. QFS1776.com. Most of our social media is linked up at the top. Okay. If you want to find out about the financial system that's coming, the new financial system, don't be afraid to watch the videos. They're free of charge. We put them in a sequential, chronological order so that you guys, if you want to shop, you could shop. If you want to, buy organic dog food, you could do that. If you want to buy gold and silver from me, you buy it from me. If you want to buy it from Dr. Kia Pruitt, buy it from Dr. Kia Pruitt. But definitely own.
Get it. But get
own some silver. You're crazy not to.
Why? Why should people, if it's in their budget, why should they get silver or gold? But you say
silver is the Bitcoin of the metals. I'm going to repeat that. Silver is going to end up being the Bitcoin of the metals. Okay. And in 2 years, that statement will become a reality. Why? Because it's scarce. It's a lot more scarce than gold, number one.
Okay.
If you see silver being priced at the same price of gold in 2, 3 years, 4 years from now, don't forget you heard it here first. Number one. Number two, everything that right now we're running on a technology that runs on silver, mostly silver. This conversation cannot take place without silver. Every military needs the silver for their war machines. You ever hear the terminology, Dr. Kia? He who has the gold makes the rules.
I have.
Okay. What happens when silver becomes unobtainium? No one can get it anymore. And you and I have the silver. He who has the gold makes the rules, and we will dictate the price. And that price is not going to be $78.22. It'll be more like, $20,000 per ounce. And why? Because they got to run their war machine. They'll pay any price to put the silver in that warhead that runs that entire missile and the entire circuitry board to be able to kill their neighbor in case they have to get into a war. They have to be able to defend their people, and we're the ones that have the silver. And they can't get it anymore. And they have to come to us. And when they come to us, he who has the gold makes the rules.
And I just checked the silver price right now. At least this is what it says on Google. I'll bring that up for you all. Is it coming up? The silver price is 77. The spot price $77.62, and that's low because earlier this year it was like it had gone up to $130 per ounce.
Yeah. Well, they stopped it. They figured out a way, at least temporarily, and I do stress the word temporarily, to manipulate the price of silver and gold, because they don't want too many people to get smart too fast. And they've definitely been manipulating the price of XRP for a long time as well. But, those days are going to come to an abrupt end. You'll know, because you'll wake up and XRP goes from, $1.42, whatever it is this morning, to, $14. It's not going to go like directly to $1,000. No. But then from $14, maybe they'll hover it there for a couple of weeks to see who's going to sell it at $14, and then they'll shoot it up to $25. That's how it's going to happen. But I do believe,
yes, sir.
Yeah, I do believe that XRPs will be, the new improved Bitcoin. That's my favorite flavor. ISO tokens are my favorite flavor. I'm heavy on XRP.
What do you say to people that say that, we talked about silver and then we mentioned gold? First, James says, but everybody doesn't have $4,995 for a little ounce of gold.
That is correct. That's why you buy the things like long shots. But I believe when you start to read, you have to become a student again. And that's why I don't mind going to 3 hours on this conversation with this podcast, because it's important to educate the people. When you look at stuff like Velo, VELO, which is 0.00000 and a number, okay, which is tied into BlackRock, which is tied into Vanguard and State Street, and you start to say, why is Velo that's 0.0000 something of a penny tied into these big monster companies? Because it's going to be something at a later time. There's people that are saying Velo could be, the Asian XRP. I believe that to be true. This is not financial advice. Okay. So you go and take a measly $100, and you could take $100 and turn it into $10 million if you're patient. Go back to work.
You're patient.
Don't quit your job. Don't quit your job because, I'm going to be worth $100 million. I'm going to be worth $10 million.
That part.
Don't quit your job. Go continue to work and go save another $100 and throw at it again and continue to go to work. And you have to treat it as if it's never going to happen. When they're ready, they will let you know, because you'll wake up and voila, it's here. And when it's here, you'll know, because your phone's going to ring off the hook. Your friends and family are going to call you. Your next door neighbors are going to say, oh my God, you were right. I should have listened to you. All of that.
So we can diversify. And I hear you say, get a little at a time, get what you can afford. And
here's the formula. I don't trade. I don't do trading. Amber does that. She's a lot smarter than me. Okay. She actually built her family a house in the Philippines trading. She told me, I hope you don't get mad. Yeah. She said she was buying and selling, buying low, selling high, buying low, selling high. Right. And she had it down to a science, at least the science up to her. She's not very greedy. She would allow the thing to grow 8-10 pennies, and then she would sell. She would buy down low again and go up 8-10 pennies, sell again. She would keep half the profits and reinvest. The other half, she would put it aside to build her mom and dad a house in the Philippines, which she did. She goes, I hope you don't get mad at me, but I built my mom and dad. Why would I get mad at that?
Right.
Okay. So here's the formula, the pizza man formula. Okay. You have extra money. It goes high, buy more. Don't put the money in the bank collecting dust. Okay. It stays level. You have extra money, buy more. It goes low. You have extra money, buy more. It goes high again. You have extra money, buy more. Just accumulate. The important thing is to own. If you own it, eventually, when they allow us to have our day in the sun, you'll be okay. But focus on getting a side hustle. Focus on finding a part-time job. If you feel that working for other people works for you, that's great. I don't have a problem with that. But just make money. Constantly be in positive cash flow. Go and ground. Take the weekend off. Hang out with your wife. Don't do what I do. I mean, I preach a lot of stuff, but I don't live by my own rules because I'm a machine.
Yeah, I'm a machine.
Okay. But I would love to have more time to go fishing and put my feet in the ground and hang out with my dogs. But I'm here fighting a new world order. I'm a very important soldier in this fight. And I got to recruit you guys to be soldiers in this fight. So this way we could win. But I want you guys to get a microphone. I want you guys to come to tube1776.com. I want you guys to be well paid. I don't want the algorithms to judge how big you can get. I want you guys making money. I want you guys making $100,000 a week. There's nothing wrong with that. I want you guys flying first class. I want you guys saying, thank you, Mel, for creating Tube 1776. I'm able to fly first class. I'm able to stay in a $489 hotel with a nice, comfortable mattress and hot water.
And then the final words I want you to give, Mel, somebody said, but Dr. Kia Pruitt, you put reset in the title. Can you tie in what you said? Can you summarize it and tie it in how reset into this? And then I got to go feed my grandbabies, man.
Yeah. The reset basically is a necessity at this point. When I came to the United States in 1972, they had something called the SWIFT system. If the SWIFT system has a brain, they would partner up as quickly as they can with XRP and Ripple. They haven't done that. So they're going to be replaced because they're a dinosaur. Okay. People don't want to wait forever to get their money. People don't want to spend a lot of money to send money. People don't want their money to be tied up in a system for 5-6 days while somebody else is taking your money and trading your money. That's why it takes 5 or 6 days. It doesn't take 5 or 6 days. They're trading your money. They're making money with your money, and then they're giving you the crumbs, and they're charging you a fee to receive that money. You see how the game is played?
I do.
It's rigged. Everything is rigged. You live on scam planet. Okay, so the reset has to come because this old antiquated system. Look, Michael Arrington Capital, 9 years ago, 8-9 years ago, moves $55 million. It took 1.8 seconds. I have the video. I posted it on my Telegram channel. My Telegram channel is down below all my videos. Go join my Telegram channel. You'll learn a few things. Okay, he moved $55 million, took 1.8 seconds, and it cost him exactly what? 30 cents. That's got value. When Bitcoin was born to move money. It failed. So they created a bullshit story, a store of value. A store of value is a bullshit story because it can't move money from point A to point B for a minimal amount of money, and it can't be scaled, et cetera, et cetera. It's a dinosaur. It was like somebody gave Satoshi Nakamoto, aka David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, a download. He went to, I'll tell the story and then we can go.
Okay.
He went to, and I got it all over x.com right now, and the video is getting massive traction. I interviewed him again for a second time. He puts a patent of blockchain technology, or a rudimentary level of blockchain technology, a ledger of sorts, back in 1988. He didn't deny that. He goes to work in 2001 at DARPA. In 2007, 2008, what happens? The housing bubble happens. And in 2009, Bitcoin is born, and he's still there. The conversation ends, you may very well be one of the main Satoshi Nakamotos. And he says, yes, I may very well be one of them, but not the Satoshi Nakamoto. And who's the only one that can go back and fix Bitcoin? David Schwartz, a.k.a. Satoshi Nakamoto, and voila, XRP with transactions of 2 and 3 seconds is born. You think that's a coincidence? Not. They are moving heaven and earth. They are moving mountains to make sure that they manipulate that price, specifically on XRP. You know why? You know why? Because they don't want you to have it. They want you to be discouraged and say, oh, that XRP has never gone anywhere. Until it does. Until it does. I'm either going to be a hero or I'm going to be a zero. I'll probably have to get plastic surgery and I'll become Jerry Smith or John Doe or whatever. and I'll disappear from the embarrassment, or everybody's going to know that Mel Carmine was right. Thank you, Dr. Kia. You're awesome.
Welcome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm just a reflection of you, Mel. You are awesome.
Send me a copy of this, because I'm gonna promote you and get you out there, because you need to be much bigger too.
Oh, thank you so much, Mel. Some people are saying that they don't want to take on a microphone because they don't want to be unalive like Will Cox, and they afraid,
You know, I could understand all of those sentiments, and those are all valid sentiments. However, I will tell you this. There's something called anonymity. You don't have to show your face. Digital asset investor is a classic example of that, right? He never showed his face for the longest time. He still doesn't. He's sort of incognito. You don't have to go on camera. You could be just a voice. So the excuses are really here. You could use a VPN. You could look like you're coming in from Indonesia or from China or from Japan. The excuses are here. There's a way to beat the New World Order.
It is. Yeah, I think we're so accustomed to giving reasons why we can't. But if we start asking, instead of saying I can't, why not ask ourselves, how can I? It's what I taught my children.
How can I afford it? What can I do to afford that car? What can I do to afford that house? You could all have the house in the mountain. You could all be rich. It's all a mindset. Poverty is a mindset. If you think like an employee, you're going to be an employee. If you think like an entrepreneur, it's hard. I'm not going to bullshit you. There's many times where I quit. I want to quit every day. But you know what? I wouldn't trade it for all the gold in Fort Knox.
You said poverty is a mindset.
Poverty is a mindset. Poverty is a mindset. Absolutely.
I had taken myself off the stage because I wanted them to hear you, to look in your eyes or your glasses and hear.
I wear these for protection so that the screen doesn't blow out my eyes.
It does hurt your eyes.
Not to be cool. I'm plenty cool without them. Believe me. Look how good looking I am.
Poverty is a mindset, Mel.
Poverty is a mindset.
We can change our mindset by knowing that we have everything we need inside us. We just have to have the courage to utilize what's inside us to do what we need to do.
Yeah. What I need you guys to do right now is to get this movie everywhere. We got America to piss off. Every American needs to be pissed off. Every American, if two people tell two people, tell two people, tell two people, tell two people, by the time this weekend comes, everybody in America knows about the movie. I will be able to fund all the other projects so that we can continuously educate people with the right stuff, not bullshit. The same shit that they feed your kids. There's no reason your kids need to go to school for 8 hours a day.
Right.
3 hours is enough. 3.
It's enough.
And if you come down to Cape Canaveral, come see us at Staying Alive. Pull the body over. Let's put it into the charging station. That's what Staying Alive is. It's a charging station for humans, like your Tesla car. And I will tell you the story about how Tube 1776 comes out, it came all about, and tell you the whole story from beginning to end on that. And that'll be another podcast months and months down the road when we're actually up and running.
Mel, this has been amazing. My grandchildren, they want to come say hi. I homeschooled them, Mel.
Good for you.
Thank you.
I wouldn't expect anything less from you, Dr. Kia.
Say it again.
I would not expect anything less from you.
Thank you. Say hi to me,
Mel. Hi.
How are you?
They're hungry. She's hungry. Look in the camera.
Are you hungry? What are you going to eat?
What are we going to eat? I want to go to, there's a nice brunch house on the water, and the guy that owns it is actually Italian. He's an opera singer.
I wish I was close to you. I'd join you.
And they have vegan options. And
see, now if I had my flying car, I could be there in about 12 seconds.
By the way, yes, and President Trump, mentioned about the flying cars and the Freedom Center. Tell the family how you feel about being homeschooled. Just quickly, what do you think? You like it? She's hungry. Okay.
I love it.
Why you love being homeschooled?
There's not as many people.
There's not as many people.
Not as many germs.
Beautiful.
And I don't get sick. I don't get sick.
He would get sick every day, Mel. He would call. I think it was the energies and just all the people around. And he's gifted. He's 8, and he would test it in the 6th grade.
It's a proven fact that homeschool kids are 10 times smarter than kids. First of all, the kids that go to school are not smart at all. And the parents who send them to school are completely stupid.
Why do you say that, Mel?
Because artificial intelligence is coming. That is going to be programmed by patriots. I said it earlier. And what's going to happen is you're able to turn on the artificial intelligence and you're going to determine whether this is the stuff you want your kids to learn. And you're going to put it on autopilot and go about your day. It's coming.
Go get ready so I can take you out to eat.
Yes, ma'am.
Mel,
it's been such a pleasure. Send me a copy of this video, please.
I will. And if anybody wants to support him financially, because he is getting these movies out, you can send him a Zelle.
There's also a donate button on dearmrpresident.net. They could do it that way as well.
Dearmrpresident.net. Okay, thank you. So that would be great. That'll help you with the movie. It'll help you with the staying alive and all that. Zelle, you put in his email address, mmAKCOIN@gmail.com, and he would greatly appreciate it. We're looking forward to the summit. Y'all might see me there. Mel's been asking me to come to the summit for years.
You're going to come. I envision you. I manifest that you'll be there, and her audience loves her. She's going to have a lot of people come in the audience that would come there, and you'll be taking pictures and signing autographs. I could see it. I can envision it.
Whose idea was it to invite me as the MC? Y'all got me with that one.
Amber.
See, that's my girl. That is my girl. I love me some Amber.
Yes. And if you guys need a lot of XRP, minimum is $10,000 worth. Okay. You text me at 786-704-8817, 786-704-8817. That's not for socializing, even though if you do place an order, sometimes I will, if I have 5 minutes or 6 minutes, I do tend to socialize a little bit, but contact me and I can get you as much as you want. That's the minimum. The maximum, there is no maximum. Zero.
What was that number? 786-104.
No, 704.
Okay, I'm sorry.
786. Yeah, 786-704-8817.
Well, somebody was saying, but Mel, I don't have $10,000. Why?
Yeah, I know. If you don't, just go to Uphold or Coinbase, buy it, and get it off the exchange. I don't want anybody to miss out.
But they still got to put it in a wallet. So can they get the wallet?
Still put it in a wallet. When you go to QFS 1776, there's 2 videos there that teaches you how to put it on a wallet. They're educational. They're 6 minutes each, and they're 3rd grade level of education. Anybody can do it. I've had 75-year-old grandmothers call me back. That was so easy.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Mel. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Amber. I know you're in the background somewhere. I love you, girl.
All right.
I love you. Amber, my sons need some wives. I'm just gonna put that out there. And I like, you know what? You listen to your mom. And this is what I wish our men would do. Your mother knows which woman would be the best for you and your bloodline. Okay. Start listening to the matriarchs in your family, your moms, your aunts, your grandmas, your sisters. We don't have all the answers, but we know what you like and what you need. And the woman needs to be able to get along with the women in your family.
Hello.
Okay. So we love Amber. You guys are going to meet her when you come to the summit. She's amazing. A beautiful woman. You're going to meet Mel. Amazing. She is. She's beautiful. Yeah. She's sweet. So I'm going to go. They're hungry, Mel. So I appreciate
you do that. Yeah.
I love you so much. I love you. I love Amber. I'm going to go out, family, with the outro song. So you'll hear that. But I'm going to turn the camera off so I can get these grandbabies ready. And Chief Max in the house, he says, listen to your mother's reference to the woman that you choose. Mama usually knows best. Even if mama's a little off, listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. All right.
100%.
Love you, Mel.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so, family. Go get my phone. We love you so much. Chief Mac, we saw you in the house in the background. Chief Mac, I appreciate you for talking to us about how to put our assets in a trust. So if anybody wants a trust, please contact Chief Mac at unityin motion45@yahoo.com. Family, thank you for being here. Thank you. Did you enjoy, Mel? Put in the chat before we leave what you enjoyed most about the show. Give me the phone, babies. Please put in the chat what you enjoyed most. Yes, he was amazing, wasn't he? Yes, we love you too. Hurry up, Cherish. I love his story, his personal story. I loved how he found his wife and how he listened to his wife. I love Mel's grit and his energy. I'm inspired to get off my behind and do more work. Absolutely. Tony said, I loved everything about the show. Lady says, Mel has confirmed it all. Wow. Sister Janine says, yes, I always love Mel. I watch him a lot. Concrete info, Sister Shannon J says, thank you, Shannon. And validation, absolutely. Sean Ed says, I enjoy his deep thinking and everything. Byron said his energy is pure. I agree. Ascended Kim Alchemist says, I enjoyed everything about this show. Thank you. Brother Jerry, I enjoyed the show. He was simply amazing. Queen says, I wish you could tell my daughter that. Who else? Love Hug said, I enjoyed everything about this show. Thank you for sharing it with us. You're welcome. Absolutely. He was very inspiring, Raquel. I agree. Very inspired, Shannon said. Me too. Very inspired by him. Hey, grandson. Brother Tony Hood say, hey, grandson. Say
hi.
I know y'all hungry, so get dressed. Get your shoes on. Rev says, much love and respect, Queen. Mel was awesome. He was inspirational. We created our own reality. Absolutely. And finally, family, I did receive your gifts and your cash apps. I'm so grateful. I want to say thank you, Sister Jamie. She says, your desire. The donation is for your desire. Thank you, Shannon. I didn't know you sent me a gift, sis. Thank you for all you do. Oh, it's my great pleasure. Devon says, Soul Tribe Wisdom. The gift is for the Soul Tribe Wisdom. Thank you so much. And then Chef 87 said, I appreciate you. Sister Dinah says, thank you for the video with Chief Mac. Chief Mac sent me a donation. Thank you, Chief Mac, always taking care of me as my provider and protector of the Soul Tribe. Mel says, thank you. Mel Hodges says, thank you for all your hard work. Scott says, thank you, Goddess. Thank you for the gift. Sister Linda says, here's a payment for you. Brother Dennis Perkins in the house says, hello, Dr. Pruitt sent me a gift. Sister Tamala says, send me heart emojis and sent me a Cash App blessing. Quavel says, I resonate with your videos, a shift in consciousness. Thank you so much. Chief Mac sent me another gift. Sister Yvette, Sister Angela, Sister Joyce, Sister Sheila. Family, I love you. You don't have to do that. And I appreciate you so much. Who is that? The one says, I appreciate his wisdom. You have to watch the show again. Glory. Hallelujah. It was an amazing show that Mel Carmine did. And Sandra says, this masculine, powerful, pure energy wisdom that Mel Carmine shared was amazing. Also, I want to say thank you to Watkins. Watkins sent me a gift. Oops, my nose ring falling off. Thank you for all the gifts, family. Thank you for being here. Remember what Mel said, each of us has something in us that we can contribute to bringing down the deep state and ushering in the beautiful new golden reality that we desire and deserve. Chief Mac says, power to the righteous people. Power to the people. Thank you for being here, Chief Mac. If you want a trust from him and you want to talk to him for a consultation, please go to send him an email. That's Chief Mac, unityin motion45@yahoo.com. Brother Byron says, Dr. Kia, you are a blessing, and I look forward to seeing you. You pour into us much needed knowledge. Thank you. It's my great pleasure. Thank you so much. So, family, I need to go and feed the grandbabies. They're hungry. They've been so patient. We've been on for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and they've been, you didn't even hear a peep out of them, right? So they know how to entertain themselves, read or play or do something that they're creative. She creates clothes for her dolls. He builds things and draws, and he does gaming and all types of things. And he loves geology or geography? Geography. He'll sometimes say, Granny, ask me something about a country. So he knows stuff about countries, currencies, continents, where different countries are located. They amaze me. Sometimes if I want to know about a country, where it's located, I'll have to say, where's Albania? Or what part of Africa is Zimbabwe? They know. What? You gonna say something? Family, I couldn't do any of this without you. You are my inspiration. You are the wind beneath my wings. You give me relevance. You give me inspiration. And it's my greatest joy and pleasure to share with you and bring the best and the most amazing guests on. We're going out now. Time to feed the grandbabies. Thank you. Go out and make this a great day, family. Whatever gift you have, family, let's get it ready. Hone your gifts, whatever it is you enjoy, do it as often as you can, as often as possible. That will raise your vibrations and the vibrations of the planet. And if you have something in you, a story you want to tell, some information or knowledge you want to share, do what Mel Carmine said and pick up a microphone and share it with the Soul Tribe. I'm out. I love Mel's passion too for righteousness. Have a fabulous day, family.
Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close.
Thank you for joining the Soul Tribe. Go out and make this a great day. Hit the like button and join our private group if you're interested. I'm going to put all of Mel's links in this podcast. Thank you.
Hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do.
Love you too. Thank you, Sister Janine, for being an amazing moderator. Thank you, Soul Tribe. I love you more.
Soul Tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul Tribe rising, hear a call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
family. I just came back on to tell you, if you want to hear some of Jacob Bay's videos, then they're on my channel, but I put them all in a playlist. So all of his videos that he's done, we have like maybe 12 podcasts, so including a couple of shorts. Go to the Dr. Kia Pruitt show. You can type in his name, Jacob Bay. That's the Sheik of the Soul Tribe, because some people have been saying they couldn't find his videos. Just type in his name and it should bring up the playlist. So all of them are in one particular playlist, and I'm going to go ahead and give you the playlist link here. You might just want to listen to all of his shows, because everything he's been talking about is actually coming to pass. So here is his playlist link right there. Let me bring it up, and we're about to go out to brunch, family. Here is Jacob Bay's playlist right here. Just click on that button. I mean, hours and hours of his intel is right here. And if we see any breaking news come on, we'll bring him back, as well as Chief Mac. And also remember that Mel Carmine, our special guest today, will be back on to talk about growing our own food. We're also going to have, sometime by the end of this week or next week, Farmer Dre back on the show to talk about the importance of land as wealth and growing your own food. That's it, family. We love you. Take care. Bye-bye.